Hello, guys. Is this working? It is working. Sorry, I've just literally jumped onto the screen. I'm still getting everything prepared, and then I saw that there are already a ton of you in room. What's going on? 35 people already. Hello, guys. Welcome. Taoist Dragon, thank you so much for the I can't remember what you call it. But the tip essentially. 20 years from now, all those poor kids having to do history exams on the 2020s, the worst year of all. Yes, hopefully it's only going to get better. I'm just starting up the game. This is a weird stream. This isn't our usual modded stream today. So I'm going to be, I'm kind of doing the layout, prepping for a mega base. And so I'm just plotting it how it's going to go using mods. But eventually I'll actually do it in vanilla. So you guys can have a look what I'm doing and see where we're going from there. But I'm going to just quickly shout out everyone. Ashida, welcome. Hockey Meats, welcome. I'm a Chicken. There's so many people already in. Akintha, Bandara, welcome. The thumbnail is intimidating. Oh no. I hope I'm not. It's not too intimidating. Update event. Don't tell me that. Guys, I'm gonna have to chat to you while we're updating the game. Hopefully it won't be a long one, but we'll just go through. Let me open up YouTube in a separate channel so that I can read the things slightly better. I didn't expect there to be an update on Epic as well. Go on to my. I love it how I get a notification on my YouTube that I'm going live. Thank you YouTube for that. So we are just updating the game launcher. There's no point in you seeing it. We're on 10%, so it's not going to take too long. Hello, Azel, Henry Pyers, welcome, Casper. Oh, we've got loads. Now do me a favor and test mods so I can put an end if mods work on or not. We're not going to be in the Steam version because there's no way I can download however many gigs in X amount of time. But I will hopefully download it this evening. And if there are any problems with Steam Epic conversions, I'm going to test trial everything. I'll endeavor to get any workarounds, any issues in a video for tomorrow. So if mods aren't working, I'll see if I can find a way to get them to work on Steam. Although they should be fine according to you, I'm a Chicken. Also, if there's any issues in actual crossplay, hopefully I'll be able to work around that. I mean, I'm such a technophobe. This is probably not going to happen. But welcome everyone. Welcome everyone who's in the stream. We are going to get started. We're just waiting on the update. It's at 40% currently. Update, what's new? I have no idea. In fact, let's go over to Discord where we have the patch notes. We'll see if there's anything on there. Unknown, welcome. Brax, hello. Woogs, hello everyone. Welcome. Fish Hendrix, hi, my game won't start up anymore. Mods didn't work anymore after the update. Really? Well, that could be an issue because this is the modded game. Let me see. Patch notes. Here we go. So, spaced out NAT and versions information in the main menu over 2 lines. Fix some session connection issues, multiplayer information in the managed. Okay, I suppose that would make sense for the Steam release. That's all. With this version, you'll be able to crossplay with your Steam friends, guys. So it's confirmed and it should be out. So we will see. 60% on the Epic. Shane Miles, TotalXclipse, could you check if you can use your Epic version as your main game and then run the Steam version not connected to your... Yes, I'm going to do that first thing this evening. I'm a little bit concerned about pairing up my Epic to my Steam account because there's suggestion that you might not be able to run the 2 games separate on 2 separate stations. So on your desktop and on your laptop at the same time. And obviously I want that. I want that for some camera modes that I'm going to play around with for future videos for you guys. Devsai, you may be able to do that. I missed the above one. Urban Lindgren, hello, welcome. Mario Martinez, welcome man. Goodness me, I don't know how I'm going to keep up with all this chat. I have a personal server I could use for it. Awesome. I mean, that's what... well, I say it's a server. I'm not going to use it as a server, but the idea is that I'll be able to do different camera shots. I'll be able to do some cool videos for you guys running 2 games at once. But we'll see. We'll see if it works. 84%, guys. If we go to vanilla, what do you want us to do? I don't really want to do 5x5 challenge on this game, because we do that mainly on Twitch. Obviously, that's a vanilla game. We could start anew just for the sake of anyone who's downloading the game and want an idea of how to play it. Or we could jump into my older save, which I haven't played at all since we unlocked computers, other than to do the modding. So we'll see how it goes. What's this? Another update. Oh, okay, that's for experimental. We should be able to jump in now. Give me 2 minutes. Running. Pleston William, welcome. A live stream with you and Kibitz on the same game, building huge stuff would be epic. It would certainly be an interesting live stream, to say the least. But I can't really ask him, like, hey Kibitz, how you doing? Do you wanna do a live stream together? He'd probably laugh at me. No, he's a really nice guy. He wouldn't do that, but he probably wouldn't. Oh, what is this? Okay, let us go over to live screen so that you can see what's going on. This is where I find that it's... Wait, what have they... Oh, wait, there you go. There you go. I've got a message on... I need to close Steam. Steam, I'm sorry, we're closing you. If there are any issues with this stream, I've upgraded my GPU drivers. We shouldn't have any issues. If there's stuttering, let me know, because we have had some issues over on Twitch. Nacho, real name, Minimal Liquids game. So you need to turn them into solids before transporting them. If we start a game, we probably won't continue it. It'll be a one-off thing, because we already have like 3 games on the go at the moment. Right, set up and... Oh god, they have to give us like the options straight away. No, Epic Game Store account needed. No, I don't want to do this. I think this is going to be... Oh wait, no. Huh! Wait, why is this coming up as Steam? We're using Epic Online Services to handle multiplayer, which allows you to do crossplay. You'll have to connect EOS via the Epic Game Store. So we need to connect. Oh, no. I just need to do this one. Play crossplay. Okay, yeah. We'll go with the left one and see if that works when we download Steam, and then we'll try again. Well, that sounds like a good time, Nacho. It could be interesting. But there's no way we're going to get to liquids by the end of this Let's Play live stream if we start afresh. We might get to water if we're lucky. Speaking of coffee, who watched the live stream today? And they have confirmed that they're going to release that... Oh, this is taking a while. Sorry, obviously with everything being updated for Steam, we are having a few issues. Thank you so much for, I believe that's a subscribe. CNL, thank you very much. CNL, if you're in the stream at the moment, can you just let me know in the actual chat? Because I don't know if that's a follow for Twitch or a subscribe for YouTube. But I would certainly appreciate that. Mark II pipes were confirmed 1 to 2 months ago. Totally. Yes. Yeah, I know they will be. It's just when they come. Obviously, it doesn't make sense having 300 meter volume pipes if squared. There, can't speak today. 300 meter volume squared pipes. If you can actually produce more than 300 meters volume. I'm CNL. That was a follow on Twitch. Ah, okay. Thank you very much, Christopher. or CNL. I greatly appreciate it. There, that is the new Satisfactory YouTube subscribe button. I was just making sure, but thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. We've almost hit that goal. We've almost hit our 10,000 end of June subscriber goal, which is crazy. Why is this taking so long? Anybody know? I'm tempted to close it. Otherwise, we'll never get in game. Papa Snoozy, welcome. How you doing, man? Glad you could join us today. Taoist, it was a bit early, but it was a needed donation. Well, thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Very kind. All the money that we accumulate through YouTube and Twitch does go back into the Satisfactory community. Thank you very much, Taoist, Ice Dragon, for the follow over on Twitch. Love your vids. Thank you, Tudor. That's so kind of you. We are going to be constantly putting out more videos. There's a possibility that we're going to end up going full time. I don't want to hold my breath, but there's been some issues that have arisen, which means that we might be able to continue this indefinitely. If that's something you guys are interested in. Thank you so much. What was that?
Love your vids.
Ooh. I didn't expect the super chat to come through with the voice. I always say we will delete the voice. We never end up doing it. Can I call you Dad? Can I call you Dad? Oh wait, are you talking to Papa Snoozy? Thank you very much for the subscribe. Oh, I just missed it. Wait, is it on here? The Black Ops Killer. Thank you. Welcome to the community. Goodness me, guys. This is all going to be about shoutouts rather than getting in game. I'm going to restart this very quickly because I think we've got a little issue going on here. Thank you, Karamba, for the follow over on Twitch, man. Welcome to the community. Run as administrator. Let's see what's going on here. Thank you very much for the subscribe over on YouTube. Allowed GTR. Welcome, man. So this is odd. On the menu screen, we are using 91% of our GPU. Right, we're going to stop this and open it again to see what's going on. I will first of all try opening it through the SML mod loader, and if that doesn't work, if we have the same issue, we'll go straight from the Epic store and see if that works. Sorry about this with the few hiccups we seem to be having in stream. Happens far too often. Dargath, welcome, man. How you doing? Looking forward to your website, TotalXclipse. We're working on it currently. I don't know if we've changed the message. We've recently put up the public branch, but it's not got any of the stuff, any of the CSS, any of the articles. None of that is on yet. So we're going to be doing that over the next week or so. Hopefully within 2 weeks we will have the website up. But because it's volunteers, thank you OCM for the follow over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, with everyone who's involved volunteering their time, it's not something we can push out necessarily as fast as we want, but we will have the website satisfactorytips.com. Please is only possible through contacting our support. Good to know. We're going to do it this way and then see what happens. Fingers crossed it works this time. The alerts are loud. I can turn the alerts off, sound down actually, if that's an issue. Alert box. There you go. Alert should be down now. But with the website, we're going to have factory layouts and satisfactory guides on there. We're going to do things about like reviews for mods and what we'd recommend. When we get our dedicated servers online for Satisfactory, we will also have a section there for the dedicated servers. We're also working on map shares, which won't be in the first rendition. I need to just put that out there because I know it's something you guys really want. But unfortunately, that's something that's going to come slightly later on. Tudor George, SML doesn't work with the Steam version yet. It's not working by the looks of it with the Epic version as well. So what we're going to do I think we'll give it another 30 seconds, and if we don't have any luck, we're going to quit this and we'll start through Epic. And I wonder if, let me just see if Satisfactory is actually loading up on Steam very quickly. Doris, thank you so much again, very kind of you. Get a better setup or GPU. What is your current... My computer specs currently is a GTX 980 Ti, which up until 2 patches ago was working fine. So I have no idea. Suddenly, I'm going to quit this. Suddenly, the GPU is using a lot, and same with the CPU, which is an i7 6700K. So it shouldn't be using this much of my GPU. Oh, this is
Get a better setup or GPU. What is your current computer spec?
There you go. And we also have 16 gigabytes of RAM as well. 16? Yeah, 16 gigabytes. So we shouldn't have that much of an issue. But we seem to be at the moment. Satisfactory is installing over on Steam. It says it's going to take 20 minutes. If we have any problem with the actual stream, I will pause the download. But for now, let's close the SML. I know you can't see it. We're going to try through Epic. My computer's probably screaming. It's downloading the Satisfactory experimental branch on Epic and the Steam branch. I should probably stop that. I've just realized my camera settings are all off today. Sorry guys, I look very, very white compared to normal. Like the brightness and contrast and saturation's all off. Papa Snoozy, hey Keith, thank you very much. It's cool to see peeps like my design. Send me some pics at some point. I think that's in regards to possibly your factory design. If so, guys, do check out Papa Snoozy. He's one of the YouTubers as well. Right, let's see if we can... Third time lucky, right? If not, I'm going to cry. This will be like the most boring stream there is. Thank you, Jeremy Welch. Welcome to the Satisfactory community on our YouTube channel. Well, just in general. We also have the Discord community as well, where we keep in contact with everything. Why can I not log on? This is not good. We're not even doing... Oh, wait. Let us... I think because we've got mods still loaded, this might be the issue. As we all know from the amount of times things have gone wrong over on Twitch. I will go to live screen just so that you can see. I've got nothing private on my desktop, I hope. So let's just go here and delete the old file for mods. I might need someone to help me out over on where is it? I'm enjoying this. Is not boring. Well, I tell you what, when we get in game, you're definitely not going to be bored then if you're enjoying this. We need to go to program files, Epic Games. Is this right? Am I going the right way? Maybe not. I'm a chicken, help me. Remove the DLL. Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Where is the DLL? Let me know. Factory game, binaries. No, I've got a feeling I've gone wrong. Nope. It's the config file, isn't it? Splash loading screen packs. No. I'm going to wait for I am chicken to help. Above, C programs Epic Satisfactory early access. Thank you. Program. Oh wait, that was what we were on. Satisfactory early access. Where after that? Could try setting SML. That could work, but in the past we've had the same issue. Factory game binaries. It was there. Content. Binaries. Oh wait, it's the inputs. This one, right? Just rename it. Ta-da! This is our quick patch to anything that's not working. Just remove and hope for the best. Right, let's open up the game this time. See if it works. But we'll be going without mods, which means if I go into my other game, we're going to instantly die because I saved about 100 meters in the air. Martin Novi. Was there any update to, or is this just the Steam release that came out? No, this is the Epic update. So they've given an update which allows us to now communicate with the Steam servers. Unfortunately, we don't seem to be, okay, we're fine with all this, having much luck logging in. Maybe we're only ever going to be able to play on Steam now. Who knows? Which would actually screw what I've got planned. We've got some amazing things planned that we're working on at the moment. Welcome to the community. What name? Thank you very much for the subscribe. So I'm not going to tell you what we've got planned. Why is this not working? This is killing me. 1 yen is 23 cents and ZD, New Zealand dollars. Well, thank you very much again for the kind donation. You really don't have to. It's greatly appreciated, but save it for the Steam release. Or the Steam version.
1 yen is $0.23 NZD.
We're not getting through at all. We're not getting through in at all. This is crazy. Thank you for the great content. Man, I appreciate it. There's plenty more coming. We're not going to stop anytime soon. Right. Watch Debt Nuking. Oh, goodness me. I'm really struggling with names today, but thank you very much for joining our community, man. Little Wolf Gaming, how you doing? Welcome. Michael Andrews, was there 2 logins available? Try the other one. The only issue is the other login will not allow me to log in. We'll do it. We'll see what happens. But the other login, if I use that, whenever I start up on Epic on my laptop, it will log me into Steam, essentially, from what I understand. And so I won't be able to do the Steam login from one computer and the Epic from another. So I won't be able to play on 2 separate locations at once. I'm gonna cry to Epic, not Epic, to Coffee Stains, be like, you've broken the game. Oh, we do not want to go into. No, I've just started up experimental. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where we go. They're both the same. So much stuttering. What, in the actual stream? How about the homepage? The homepage is not up yet. If there's a Hello World issue on the homepage, it's because we haven't moved the actual articles and everything over, including all the CSS directories. It shouldn't be up there. We were working. We should have a coming soon message up, but we had an issue yesterday. And I had to write up all the legalities, which were a bit of a pain in the backside. Okay, we're trying with experimental. We'll try this one. Share connection. Well, we didn't have much choice with the other one. Okay, right. In that case, we're now going to... Oh, we've got mods up loaded. Again, odd. Right, okay, let's just try and get into this game. This is the one that we were going to work on for the Mega-Base. I'm probably going to fall to my death. It's a running thing that I die in all my saves, but I think the mods aren't actually loaded in game, so I will fall to my death because I'm in midair. Thank you for, what was that? the subscribe, well. Why is this not working? Oh, we're in. We're in. Oh, and we have mods, so we can actually like work on the Mega-Base. I can talk about what we're doing. So we're just going to fall down very quickly. I hate having my arms in the way. Right, so we are using the PAK Utility Mod. We're working on an idea for a Mega-Base. I'm going to talk you around my ideas for the time being, which are very much like on the go working. But if anyone who's just started the game has any questions about it, just message me and I will try and talk through that as well. I'm also going to disable fog quickly. There we go. So this particular base that I'm working on, we're playing around with circles because I love circles. Remove fog. Already done, man. Already done. So the concept is that we're going to have items coming in this way for all the raw resources. So this is going to be things like iron ore, copper ore, anything that needs smelting, or even concrete. We're going to have brought into this area. And it's going to be a big circle. We're going to have all the smelters, everything that's in the first step of production. Then we're going to be moving it across to... I want to say this factory, maybe, which is where we're going to move on to the first tier of actually manufacturing items. Will you take suggestions? Relatively. I will certainly listen to them, and if I like it, I will take it on. But I can't promise you I will definitely go for it, because I am trying to do it in my style of build. Not going to lie, too small. This is only on one floor. You have to bear in mind that it's going to be up here. It's only going to get bigger. It could certainly be bigger, and we'll probably extend it out this way anyway. And I was thinking of doing a bigger circle around the outside, but I think that's going to be a bit too much. But for the time being, I'm going to do, this will be the other input to the factory, so anything that we don't have from here. So I'm just going to check how we're doing this quickly. So the idea is that each item will be for one single resource. Feels like will be a laggy map without a beefy computer. Yeah, I mean, the idea is I will be at some point, hopefully this year, upgrading my computer. In fact, redoing the computer altogether. But it's going to take a bit of time. We are using the PAK Utility Mod, so it's like a creative mode that we've enabled to start off with, guys. If you're starting out the game, you're not going to have this, and it's going to be fun. You're going to enjoy it if you haven't played the game yet. But for this planning, I'm just doing it in creative mode so that I can get a gist of what I'm going to be doing, and eventually when we get into vanilla we'll be able to do it. I should also talk about the central storage unit. This is probably the most usual thing that you're going to see in any of my builds. So this is what we're working on. I'm going to have liquids underneath. Everything that we need is going to be brought into these. Obviously this is a small storage area. Oh, we've got a bit of stuttering. Sweet, I've got a few minutes to drop in. Ken Kramer, glad you could join us, man. Too much loss. There's a lot. How do you plan for things this big? Well, the biggest thing that I think everyone needs to take into consideration when they're... Sorry, guys, we've got stuttering in stream. I'm going to have to go over this or purchase a new graphics card. The main thing when it comes to Mega-Bases is the logistics. You have to work out how you're bringing everything into the factory and where you're moving it to. You can't do it on the go, because if you do that, you're going to end up with a hodgepodge factory that's full of spaghetti, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But going up here, we're going to have this as... This is going to be a special thing that Unless you put a lot of work in, you're not going to have one of these. This particular station is going to be a single push-pull train which will link to all other factories. We're going to have mini factories producing items, and as I want an item, I'm going to come to the station, call for that one item, and the train will go there, collect it, stop off in this factory, and then wait at another factory for me to send it off somewhere else. The items will then be brought round on these smart splitters and deposited into the factory. So whenever one of these bottom containers is running low, I will call for another train's worth to bring that item in. And if there is an overflow, then we now have the overflow option as well. Did they change the train station look? Yes, this is within the last 2 weeks. It's actually a really cool, I really like this design. It's more of like a freight crane system when you see in the ports. And they've got some really nice detail on like the wires that you can see up here, which all moves now, which just looks fabulous. Anyway, let us get back to this. Jonathan Polk, how much of the map are you going to use? Well, yeah. So we haven't really used that much of the map, because this is the modded gameplay. I haven't done that much on it other than the guides. So this is where the main factory is at the moment. And then the factory that we're working on here is obviously about this big. But we are going to have lots of smaller factories in the non-modded version that will pull all the items to the main factory. Anyway, let us get started. Why do you do so much circles? They ain't practical for you. That's for sure. Well, you see, I'm actually here. Though it's a circle, this is all built on a straight line, and then after I removed them and redid the circle. So though it's not practical for building on, it's more than practical to do in the long term. You're just going to have to do more work for yourself. And I also just really enjoy circles. There's something that a lot of people don't do in the game, obviously because it's not meant to be a game. But it's something different that I can bring to it. And if you guys see a factory that has that, you know roughly where it's branding. That's what it is. It is branding. Right, let's bring this to here. Pedro Gonzalez, Nunez. Well, it looks like this time I only missed 7 minutes of actual gameplay. Yeah, you did, apparently. Timothy Studer, thank you very much for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Phoebe TV even. What they added in the update, nothing really. So it's just the way that Epic communicates with Steam so that they can allow for crossplay. I'm gonna go to flying normal because flying too fast is a bit problematic. Let's all slap like now because Daily 504 childhood reveal is epic. What? Hello, Richie Tharp. Welcome to the channel, man. Glad you could join us today. How many of you are new players to the game? Obviously, I know the regulars among you, but there are a few new guys. Welcome. So, how did I do this? That's a good question. I think it's just one level right at the front there. Cool. So each section's going to have a buffer, which if your factory is running all the time isn't necessary. You also need to think about how many items you want to produce. So though I'm doing the logistics for now, before we get into the actual factory, what I'll be thinking about is how many of a certain late tier item I want being produced, whether that's nuclear fuel rods, turbo motors, supercomputers. If I want to make 100 per minute, for example, I'll go on to something like the Satisfactory calculator, Greenie's calculator, and work out how many machines I'm going to need and how many resources of everything, so that I can plan for that in this factory. 2021 childhood reveal, Davey 505. I'm missing this. It's already out. What? Tudor George, are you playing any around with any alternative recipes? Right. Is that right? That's not right. Not currently, although actually that's not strictly true. We have a few recipes unlocked, such as steel screws. But again, this isn't a playthrough that I really play on. This is more for developing ideas and working out how guides work. That being said, we're going to have all the alternative recipes eventually on a guide on our website when we get around to accomplishing that. Right, this is going to need to go, actually. What am I doing? So, have one there, and then we will repeat the same here. And then this will go all the way around. So that. We're also going to need some splitters here, actually. Satisfactory calculator is useless. Why do you say that, Casper? Obviously, you're entitled to your opinion. To be fair, this game is so great, even though it's not finished. You know what? That is, you've hit the nail on the head, really, because thinking about it, what I love about this game is that there is so much. It's so refined for a game that is in early access. It's like ridiculous. I'm really impressed with how the development of this game has gone compared to other games in general that come out on early access, and they're so buggy. Even I was joking about this in the recent video that I did, that this is more polished than some AAA games. And it really is. It's amazing how many bugs some games get away with. It's disgusting, really. Right, now. You play on Steam or Epic? Both. Well, at the moment we're on Epic. We haven't downloaded it on Steam. We've bought it. It's downloading, but we haven't actually got it fully downloaded just yet. But we will be playing with both, hopefully at the same time. How's this? One ahead. One more. Had to be back. Shepherd's Stride, just look how buggy Space Engineers still is. You know what? I haven't played Space Engineers since I started traveling about 4 years ago now. 3 years ago? 3 years. And it was one of my favorite games. But Space Engineers is out of early access, isn't it? I honestly don't know. I haven't been following it since, but I loved that game. And the premise is very similar, but Coffee Stains are just doing such a good job. And the thing is, they're such a small company as well, at least Satisfactory side. Obviously, the game's been in a huge amount of development over the last, I think, 5 years or something. But still, it doesn't calculate accurately. Literally, you could put 2 times 3 and it'll output 5. Analogically more. Okay, so is that because it hasn't been updated recently? Or with the new updates, update 3? I'm hyped for Kerbal Space 2. Yes, I really want to play it. I've never played Kerbal Space Program. It did interest me, but I never got around to it. And so I was really interested in trying it out. And then I saw Kerbal Space Program 2, and I was like, you know what? We're just going to wait. But I think it'll be fun. Are you flying with... No, I'm using the PAK Utility Mod, Adrian Vion. I just find this mod so much easier for when I'm working on guides or doing creative stuff like this, to play around with and set up guides. I've not really used area actions that much. I find it quite difficult to play around with. I need to spend like a good few hours trying to get used to how the mod works, which we will do because we will cover it eventually in one of our Mod Mondays. Where's that? Okay, it's there. Mod Monday spotlights, but for the time being, the PAK Utility Mod is just fantastic for what I use it for. It's really, if you're a content creator for Satisfactory, this is one of the best mods that I can recommend. The logic is skewed. Okay, I'll have to have a look into that because I wasn't aware of that. I haven't used Satisfactory Calculator since you update to be fair. That's wrong. I use area actions, but I don't know how it works for many options. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing as soon as I play around with area actions. Alright, that's correct. This one needs to go like this. Oh, no, that's wrong. Harley S, welcome. Oh, how is it? Steam? We're not currently playing on Steam at the moment. I'm waiting for it to download, and obviously I can't download it whilst I am playing in stream. So we'll be playing around with it this evening. Right, so from here, bring these round. Did I do that over there? What are you working on? This is my idea for a mega factory that I'm going to implement in vanilla eventually. So currently these are the input areas, and this is going to, in fact, I think both of these areas will be the first section. So this is for, say, iron, copper, and I want to say steel. It depends if we're bringing ingots in or if we're bringing... Should we bring ingots in or the ore? If it's ore, we'd go with coal, iron, and then copper. And here we'd have things like caterium, quartz, and another mineral that we use often that I can't think of off the top of my head. Not plastic. Flying hacks, nice. Yep, this is the area actions mod. You've got me saying area actions now. This is the PAK Utility Mod. Do not download it though if you're wanting to just play the game and enjoy the game. This will ruin the game for you because you'll become so reliant on this mod when you're actually playing, which is why I only do it for the guides. Because otherwise I would ruin this game for myself. Brian, welcome, man. Will the mods be working on Steam version as well? The theory is they should do, but we don't know for definite just yet. I will be trying them out tonight. A big thing is the fact that I can't use... I'm taking it back. I was going to say, I can't use mods at the moment, but I can because I'm using them. We had a few hiccups with mods earlier on when we first started the stream, but we seem to be okay now. But I don't know if they'll be able to implement. Thank you for the follow, Chefroth, over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it, man. Hopefully you can enjoy our Twitch streams, which are Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 6 p.m. BST onwards to about 10 p.m. BST. But thanks, man. Greatly appreciate the support over there. I think we have surpassed our 750 follower goal for the end of June. Is it June? We're going to have to sort this out. This isn't an issue. We'll sort it out. It's fine. Try me 2 a.m. for me. Goodness me. Did you publish the site yet? No, it's not done yet. We've got a lot of the material for the site, but we haven't got all the CS updated. There are still a few bugs, and until it's fully prepped, we're not going to have it released. So we're hoping that over the next few days there'll be an official coming soon message. We're playing around with it being Ada, so you're going to have various teasers, Easter eggs. So, for example, you may hear, you may open up the site before it's released, and it'll say, unfortunately, we haven't unlocked this hard drive yet. Come back soon, or things like that. Little snippets about the game. That's not right. And we're going to kind of follow that on throughout the site as well. I've got a feeling the other thing's too far across. Let's not worry about that. Toby Evans, Fairs, Fairs, go eat. Adrian Vion, the mod will normally work, but the mod installer won't work because the folder is not the same, so we need to wait for the update of the mod launcher with the Steam folder. There you go, that makes sense. We're going to move this back. Michael Kilfoyle, fantastic content. Your videos are informative and really complement the mellow creative feel of the game. Keep it up. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate the kind words. We've got plenty more ideas for content coming, so do bear with us. This week, I mean the last 2 weeks, I've been doing a lot of content and it's been quite difficult, so I might, obviously we're not doing Mod Monday for today. I couldn't get the video out, unfortunately, so we'll be pursuing that on Monday. I'm going to try and get the first video out on Wednesday, and if we're lucky, I'll be able to get some more stuff sorted for tomorrow if there are any issues about Steam, for example. But if it's a quieter week in terms of the content that I provide over this week, next week, sorry in advance. It's just I need to kind of relax a bit. Rickle Lown, thank you very much for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Welcome to the community, man. And Toby Evans as well. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate the support. Darius, glad McDonald's is 24 hours. I don't even have a McDonald's near me. In fact, we're out in the middle of nowhere. I don't even have a Chippy near me. A Chippy, for those of you who aren't British, is a fish and chip shop, which we're commonly known for over in the UK. Richie Tharp, are you going to do a stream for tomorrow for Steam? What we'll probably do is have a Steam. Do you mean streaming the Steam game or streaming on Steam directly? Because they do allow that, I think, which I've never done before. What? No fish and chip shops? Sad times. I know, man. And the fact that all the pubs are closed. The only thing I have in my village are 2 pubs. Why would you need 2 pubs in such close proximity? An Earl Grey tea drink. No, I don't drink Earl Grey. Thank you very much. Infinite pineapples. Oh, I love pineapple. In Brazil, they do the best food ever. It's grilled pineapple with cinnamon. It tastes delicious. I do drink English breakfast tea or coffee, but I don't drink Earl Grey. Can't stand the stuff. Right, there's that all. Oh, we need to do this as well. Hello, it's a Gurk. Welcome, man. How you doing? Glad you could join us today. Sorry for the impromptu stream. I just thought that because we weren't able to get any content out for Mod Monday, I'd kind of give you guys my personality. And you're probably regretting it already. Devora's Wingcatcher, welcome, man. How are you today? Just a little under 2 hours. Well, to be fair, the first however long that, just under 2 hours, the game's already out on Steam, mate. That was the Steam oh, that's not right, is it? The Steam release was actually at 6 p.m. 5 p.m. GMT, which was 6 p.m. BST. Don't think I could tell a difference between English breakfast and Earl Grey. Oh, there's a clear difference. There's a clear difference. I'm really surprised that people drink Earl Grey. Did we do that on that one? Or... No. Earl Grey, I can't... I mean, I could drink it if it wasn't with milk, but so many people drink Earl Grey with milk. It's disgusting. Can't stand it. Ugh. I mean, if you drink Earl Grey with milk, by all means, you're entitled to. But you won't catch me drinking that. Earl Grey tastes like soap to some people. Yes, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. To me, Earl Grey, when you add milk, tastes like soap. I remember... Wait, this is a 2. Okay, did I do the same over there and just totally... This is TotalXclipse being negligent. How are we going to do this? Right, actually there's an easy fix for this because we've got 2 inputs. We'll delete that and quickly... place that there. Nope. That's not the right placement. They kept saying 10 p.m. CET up until... Well, that's Steam. That's not Coffee Stain. So Steam were promoting it at a different time. So you'll have to take that up with Steam for that one. Oh, we're losing some serious frames. I'm gonna have to upgrade my system sooner, I think, rather than later. It's fine. It'll be fine. I'm hoping we'll be able to relatively soon do a train guide and also an advanced liquids guide with what I'm writing train, fly, normal. Tudor, Steam already has the game on, yes, and it's now at the right price, thankfully, as we did have that hiccup on launch where for some reason it came up as full price. Right, okay, that is ready. Let's sort this one out now. For those of you who are new to the game, we're doing a little quick, this is just a really easy tip for you guys. If you're doing right angles, you can use the mouse scroll wheel, but if not, you go to where the main line is, the center input, and then you're just going to go back 2 spaces, and that will give you a perfect right angle. Really nice, really easy, if that's what you want to do with your builds. I bought it full price. It felt nice. Well, that's the thing. I thought they were sneaky. I don't know if it was a bug or if they knew that there was such anticipation for the game that people were just going to pay full price anyway. And so that initial launch, where it was only 5 minutes, full price, I think quite a few people would have bought it anyway. Maybe it was meant to happen. Who knows? Who knows? We're gonna need to do this. Xavier Arrow, hi from QC Canada. Want to share like your? I like your videos. Been watching for a while. Informative and entertaining. Good stuff. Thanks, man. Really do appreciate it. It's the community that really inspire me to keep doing the videos. So your kind words are really, really appreciated. So thank you very much, man. But thank you for jumping in stream and letting me know. Douse Dragon, why would I buy this game on Steam when I have it on Epic? Like, I don't think I need 2 copies of the game. You might not. I do. So, like, you'll see over the coming weeks what I have planned. And I'm also working with various other people, like Mad, who's working on the actual development of the website. He's doing the CSS. He's doing pretty much all of the CSS at the moment. So a big thanks goes out to Mad over on Discord. But we're working on another little thing which I want to implement alongside the website. I think you guys will appreciate it. I can't say anything about it. It's really annoying me. But it'll be worth it when it comes out. If we go down that route, I think you'll really enjoy it. This is starting to look nice. I like this. Oh, yes, Eclipse, please help me. What's the issue? I'll see if I can help you right now. But no promises. It's quite hard troubleshooting online. What will be the next tutorial? Oh, I can answer that. Load balancing. Load balancing will probably be the next one for people that are new to the game. We did a manifold tutorial, and then I wanted to get a load balancer one out pretty quickly as well, but just ended up getting pushed back further and further. So that will be the next one. I looked up there because I bought myself a board and I put loads of ideas on there, like a whiteboard, all my targets, everything that I'm wanting to do with the channel. Like, I know what I've got 6-7 videos I'm working on currently, updates to the website that we need to take, all those kind of things. Really helpful. It'll all, like, there is so much to do. I've also got my list of Fan Factory Fridays, which just keeps getting bigger. I think I need to, like, put a hold on it and say, look guys, give us 2.5 weeks and then you'll be able to reapply, because we've got, I think, 12 or 13 Fan Factory Friday videos, like, worth in queue. Julian Van Dick, thank you very much for the subscribe. Welcome to the channel. Greatly appreciate it, man. Why do you not stream on Twitch? I do. I rarely stream on YouTube. The reason that I haven't streamed on Twitch today is firstly because it is oversaturated. There are tons of people, new players to the game, and all the big Twitchers on Twitch streaming currently. And so, firstly, I don't think that many people would check me out on Twitch. I'm very small on Twitch. I'm only just really started. Thank you so much for the, was that a follow over on Twitch, Julian? Thank you. But also because recently we haven't been doing our weekly YouTube stream. So we always try to get a stream out to YouTube. That's where we started. That's where everything began. So I want to remain loyal to YouTube. But at the same time, we're going down the route for streaming over on Twitch mainly. And because we haven't been able to do our YouTube streams, I thought, you know what, it's going to be much better for us to stream on YouTube today. And I don't think many people actually stream Satisfactory on YouTube, which I think is a big, what's the word? I think more people should stream to YouTube, is what I'm trying to say, for Satisfactory. Because Twitch is very much dominated by about 6 or 7 big Twitchers. Let's do this. Roger Fuller, perfect. I'm not new to the game, but can't get my head around load balancing. I'm not great at it, I will be honest. If you want a good example of load balancing, we've got Casper Franz in, I think, Casper. It is you, big Casper. Thank you very much for the subscribe, Elderon. Greatly appreciate it, man. Welcome to the community. We have his Fan Factory Friday, and he's all about the load balance, and he's done an excellent job with it. But we've obviously done split push, perfect splits. We've also talked about the efficiencies of both, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail and have a proper basics guide for that. Want to update my fam? Give me at least 3 months, at least, and then maybe we'll be able to do it. Stream on Zoom for trolls. My last name is certainly difficult for Outlanders. It is really typical Dutch. How do you pronounce it? Just out of curiosity. I mean, I do try to get names right. I fail 90% of the time, but I do try. It's actually the same with just me speaking another language in general. I always try to speak another language, and I always fail. And it leads to compromising situations. I need help organizing like you. Any ideas? Is this for a big factory, or is this just in general organization for your factories? Let me know and I will try to give you some suggestions. We'll probably cover that in a video soon, because we're going to be doing a tutorial guide. Hopefully, if this build goes well, we're going to do like a let's play. It's not really a let's play, but we'll do like a progression of building the fan factory, the mega factory, on its own like mini series. And then as we're doing that, we'll also talk about what we're doing and cover organisation, all that kind of thing. Where are you from? I'm from the UK, Lincolnshire. It's in the East Midlands. Just in general. Biggest thing is having a centralized storage area. Thank you for the follow, Predator, over on Twitch. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. So you want to be pulling your items into storage areas so that you can reorganize them. It's very easy when you spread your factory out across many levels to have lots of items in different places. It is super important, with that in mind, that you bring everything back to one area so that you can then separate it again. Otherwise, it's just so easy to get everything lost. That is like the biggest thing. Another thing with organizing, I often recommend having all your buses along the same lines as your vehicles. So if you have any roads or you have your trains, having them all in the same area kind of minimizes the amount of space impacted. So I'd certainly recommend that as well. Swift Fox, welcome man, how you doing? Glad you could join us today. You're using a storage access mod. Notice you don't have resources for belts, but still building. No, this is the PAK Utility Mod. They have a creative mode. They also have creative power. And if I want, I can also ask for items. For example, give 100. It's not that. Give iron ore 100, and they'll give me it. It's really useful for when you're doing guides and tutorials. I wouldn't recommend it. Just outright, do not get this mod if you're just trying to play the game, because you'll just be using it when you have no need to, and it'll spoil the fun for you. Dragon, I love fish and chips, but I do not think I could have fish and chips with vinegar. What? That's the best way to have fish and chips. When I was in South America, the thing that I missed, one of the things that I missed the most was vinegar. Salt and vinegar crisps. And I don't even eat crisps, which is ironic when I'm back in the UK. Also curry. I love my curry. I'm having a curry tonight. But when I was in South America, they don't have, this is not true. In Argentina, they don't have spicy food. And they don't have curries. And I just love that. It's partly why I love Mexican food so much. I love spicy Mexican food, just because I missed it so much from when I was in South America missed it from being away from the UK. Ah, gotcha. Oh, nice mod. Yeah, I won't be using it. And good evening. Good evening indeed. No, it's a really good day today. I've had a good time enjoying chatting with you all today. Andy Brown, welcome back, man. Just don't drown them in vinegar. Problems. I probably use too much vinegar. I could just eat pickled onions or pickled eggs. If I had the opportunity, I could just straight constantly. I don't, because that's bad for you, but I could. Carlos Cheek. Mayo? I wouldn't have mayo with my fish and chips. I'd have it with in a burger. Like a chicken burger, there's nothing like mayonnaise with that. But with my fish and chips, no can do. Not even tartar sauce. I couldn't do it. I'm too British at heart. Devorah's Windcatcher, I'm Dutch, and over here salt and vinegar crisps are not popular. You can't get them anywhere in South America. You cannot, unless you go to Panama. They have them in Panama, and they also have them in Mexico, which is Central America. They don't have them anywhere else. It's impossible to find them. So I was getting very desperate, to say the least, when I was out there. We need to have this done. Home, welcome. Hey, man. Glad you could join us. And Jonier, welcome, man. I'm probably going to regret doing all of this building because I'm only going to repeat it in vanilla. But hey, it's worth it. Becca Land, welcome. Glad you could join us today. How's it going? I'm a chicken. TotalXclipse. Too British while drinking coffee, but tea. I could drink tea. To be fair, I love tea, but I have to be in the right mood. So I go in swings. I'll have permanently coffee for about 4, 5, 6 months, and then I'll just go off it and I'll just drink tea straight. But it's always one of the two. I don't have anything else. Xavier Arrow, how many hours are you into the game? And this, right, so this save game is why is that straight? What have we done differently? What? That's not right. But we'll go with it anyway. So this particular save game, this is the modded save for doing the guides on. So there's only 250 hours in this game. Across the game, I have over 1,000 hours. Dash Dragon, come to New Zealand when this world is no longer in lockdown for good beans on toast. And you know what? I have a secret obsession. It's something that my granddad used to always have, which was baked beans. And I hate baked beans on their own, generally, but baked beans with salad cream and then topped up with cheese, which is then like toasted on top. I've never known anyone else to have it, and I love it. But that's something that I'll only have once a month, or if I'm lucky. But yeah, I'd love to go to New Zealand. My granddad, my other granddad's very similar to me, and he said, look, Tom, don't ever go to New Zealand, because if you go, you will never come back, because it's like the UK, but better. And so I'm reluctant to go to... Is that straight? I think what I've done is I've pulled this too far over. But it'll be fine. But yeah, I'd love to go to New Zealand. Beautiful country. And I worked for Kathmandu. You Aussies and New Zealanders out there, I might know of the company. But I worked with them over in the UK for a year and a half, 2 years. Just after university. Jebel Williams, welcome, man. I sent you a message. I don't know if you received it. I couldn't find the cave that you were mentioned because I logged in and I was in your hub, but I had no idea where it was. Xavier Arrow, thank you very much for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Welcome to our community here. So I haven't found the cave yet, unfortunately, but I did have a look for it. Oh, need to get that right. He's using PAK Utility. Yes. Worked in New Zealand for a wee while years ago. Went into a chippy and asked for fish supper and had to explain what that meant. What's a fish supper? Is that like fish and chips? Or... I've not heard the term fish supper before. For those of you who are new here, we do somehow always segue into talking about food. It's like one of my passions, and we'll try and get some more toasty commercial break things to play around with. I've got loads of ideas. I'm just waiting to, I'm hoping to move my setup into a separate room so we have more room. Also for our 10,000 subscriber special, if possible, we're going to try and VORPS Satisfactory to virtual reality and see how that works. But once I hopefully move my setup to like an office area where it's all arranged, we'll hopefully, where am I going with this? I've totally forgotten. Oh yeah, we'll be doing some more trailers for in between breaks during the streams. I'd love to give you guys an example, but I do not have the Toasty Break commercial available. If I get a chance, I will do a video showing the entrance and post it on your Discord. Yeah, I'd really appreciate that, Jebel. Really would, if you could do that. Entered is good for food, but I mean, yeah, we ended up having lots of Brits staying here once they come over. Maybe due to the fact we have what makes the UK great, but not the royal family. Cruel. I quite like the royal family. You have the good weather, and nothing wants to kill you there as well. Actually, I don't want them. We're going to keep that down there. Right. This is done. That is done. We need to actually start working on the actual factory now. I'm tempted to do the outside walls first because I like the idea of working within a space. Now, it's easy when you're first building a factory to just start building and getting further and further and bigger, but you find it just gets out of hand. So if you give yourself a certain space to work around, which as you can see, we've kind of got the furthest layouts. The idea is that these parts are going to house power plants and this place as well. and they're going to be connected to one part of the factory. So there are going to be 2 separate or 3 separate areas for power plants connected to the separate areas of the factory, so that if one part goes off, I know exactly which part I need to fix. And I know that, for example, if there's a problem with the power plants here, that I'm overproducing in here, or vice versa. If power goes off, then there must be a problem with the power plants in this section, rather than having to worry about the whole factory and finding out the one issue. Otis Deco, please tell me the difference between buying Satisfactory on Steam and Epic. If you buy Satisfactory on Epic, the developers get more money, first and foremost. Secondly, content creators, you can use their creator codes to kick back to the content creators through buying the games. Whereas on Steam, because they monopolize the market, they don't have the need for doing that, and so they don't give as much back to the developers, but at the same time the market is much bigger. People are a lot more comfortable with using Steam because in the past there's been issues with Epic and privacy details and leaks, but I mean, let's be honest, most of us are gaming on Windows. Like, how many Windows leaks have there been, or even leaks on Steam as well? Lots of people don't like the launcher for Epic. I honestly don't have an issue with Epic. I'm still buying the game on Steam as well because I love the game and want to support the developers, but there are lots of mini reasons like that may influence you depending on your history with the launchers. Another thing is Steam have the workshop as well, which is a big thing for a lot of people, but I don't know enough about that. I think actually Max the Catfish did a video covering it in much more detail, which would be, I'd rather send you to than try and delve into a mess of an explanation that I'm giving you right now. Strider, welcome, man. One is on Steam and one is on Epic. Oh, that's the basics. Strider, is there anyone who wants to support the devs and can give me a Steam copy? I mean, maybe. Unfortunately, I'm going to be using my second copy. Otherwise, I would give it away. I love the Epic free games though. That's another thing. Epic Games give free games away each month. Shuri Makoto, or Makoto. Oh, no, that sounds Spanish. That can't be right. But welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the community. We are going to have dedicated servers dedicated for you guys. I'm going to invest in them eventually when they're released. So we're going to really try and grow this community. Obviously, we have Satisfactory Tips website that we're working on currently, that in a few months will hopefully be released as well. A few weeks will hopefully be released as well. And you'll also be able to put your own factory layouts, your factory guides on there. It's going to be a bit interesting the first time around because you're going to have to send your factory layouts to me and I will publish them under your name because we've not set up the privacy setting to allow for things like you to create your own account. But we will eventually have all that sorted. We're just trying to get the bare minimum viable product out first of all. Rice Loun, if Satisfactory integrates with Steam Workshop, how would it survive in Epic? I mean, there are still a lot of people who still are reluctant to buy on Steam. And a lot of people who have got the game on Epic are still they're not going to buy the game again. So it's going to do fine. I really wouldn't worry too much about that. What do we need to do? Right, let's get... I was going to do the walls, wasn't I? Speaking of walls, this is something that I did... Ooh, wrong. Let's not die. This is what I did wrong. Always place the walls first. Because I can't place them here without undoing all of this now. Which is a bit of a pain in the backside. Because we would like to cover this area to a certain extent. But these are going to come down here. No, it's going to have to be that way. Actually, you know what? We're going to delete it because if we had the wall, they're going to automatically connect, and it's just going to be a pain otherwise. On a side note, there's also a bug here which I noticed today, which I will show you guys in a minute. Strider, what have I started? Sorry, mate. No worries, no worries. 147 people. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. Welcome. If you're new, if you do enjoy the content, if you're interested in Satisfactory game or getting the game, we cover a lot of tutorials and guides on it. I'd be honored to have you as part of the community. We're both here and on Twitch. And I'm pretty easy to get along with. If you want to chat, don't worry, I'm not going to bite. Unless you like that guy. No, I'm not even going to say that. This is a strictly PG channel. Andy Brown, Factorio has an off Steam Workshop style site for blueprints. No reason Satisfactory can do a similar thing. Yep, very true. And thank you very much, Ella B, for joining us over here on Satisfactory on YouTube. Glad you could join us. Hello, my name is Nevermind. Oh, goodness me. How in the hell do you get curve foundations? Is that just a clipping trick? Yes, we do cover it. David Matos, thank you very much for joining us on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you. So with the curve foundations, do I show you really quickly? Let me show you really quickly. Let's do it over here. So, I've done a few videos on this, but I'll show you roughly how it works. Let's just delete these. All you need to do is find a foundation that you want to start your circle from. This is your center point, and from here you're going to place something circular like this wire in the middle. This is slightly off, but it will do for the purpose of this. Delete what your the foundation that you're on, and then it would help if I have a foundation selected. From here we're just going to jump and place the item, the foundation down, and we're going to do a little cross, and then from here we're going to delete the inner cross. Do not use the WASD keys at all, because you will remove, like, it won't work. And then we're going to thank you, Evan N, for the subscribe over on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome. From here, you just need to rotate using the mouse key one step, jump up, press it down again, and then we're going to go out again. And you can see how this gradually creates a circle. It takes a long time, but it looks cool. There are other ways in which you can do it. Sacre... Oh, I missed that. Let me go check. I want to give you a shout out for the support. Sacre Fabrice, thank you very much, man, for joining us here and subscribing. Greatly appreciate it. Glad to have you on the channel. So that's basically how you do it. The other way in which you can do it is if you go on to satisfactorycalculator.com. John Sunholm, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. If you go onto there, you can put your save into the actual map. And from there, you can click on a foundation. I need to do a guide on this. I've never done it before. But you can then set that foundation as a center point and surround it with a circle of foundations. I'm about to get something set out, aren't I? Is it going to say it? Yeah.
What your thought in Kibitz?
What your thought in Kibitz? Kibitz, think he's fantastic. We talk over on Twitch quite often. Twitch, Twitter, even Twitch and his streams. Great guy. I love his content. He has a very interesting commentary style, and I think it's fantastic for the game. It's very lively. Mallet, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. It's totally different to my style, but at the same time, I think his content's great. Can't say a bad thing. He's a nice guy, or as he would do for me, clap. No, I like him. In all seriousness, great guy. No way. Thank you so much for that tutorial. No worries, man. The whole point of this stream is it's really laid back. I'm not really doing anything. I'm working how to do this Mega Factory, and I said in the description, if anyone wants any tips on how to do anything, if you're new to the game, just let me know and I will endeavor to do it, because we're just chilling out all together. This isn't like a serious stream today. Sheproth Stride, how do you get a conveyor to go through a glass foundation? Through or under? So foundations are clippable, and well, conveyors just in general are clippable. If you press that through here, you're going to be able to clip through. I don't think you can do it placing after, can you? No, but if you place the foundation first, you'll find that you're able to do it again, as you see. But often what you'll see me doing, and this is something that I want to implement into this build, so I will touch on it right now, is using curved foundations. This is a beautiful idea. I love this. You will have seen it if you've watched any of the guides. Let's do it here. In fact, we could do it here for actual pipes, although that's a bit low. I really like the idea of running a bus in the factory like this. Sorry, those who are loyal and come to the streams quite often, you've seen this a few times, but just trying to keep it for everyone. Here, what I want to do is have either pipes or conveyors running like this, and this will be on the ground floor, and then above it we're just going to place, you can see how these glass foundations kind of clip through the top depending on where they are, and I would want to have them like this over the top. I think it's a really smart way of using glass foundations and just making it look really clean. See ya. Bye. I'm a chicken. Thank you very much for joining us. Greatly appreciate it, man. Your memes. What memes? Cobnuth, what mods are you using? Right now, the only mod that I'm using is the PAK Utility Mod. This is the tutorial kind of save. So whenever I'm doing tutorials on the game, this is probably most likely the save you see me on, and I use PAK Utility just for the creative mode and for flying to help me build these tutorials really quickly, because each video takes me at least a whole day in terms of building the factory up, editing, filming the videos, then editing it all together, and then adding the music, filming the script separately. So it takes a lot of time. So where I can, I use this mod, for example, to make the production much easier for me. Devorah's Wingcatcher, place the glass foundation first and then connect. Yeah. Taoist Dragon, well, I'm off, lads. It is 6:47. Oh, goodness me. Ante-Meridium, I think that's in the morning, before midday. I need to finish eating and go for a bike ride. Enjoy, man. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Alan Long, thank you very much for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the community and welcome to my channel. Glad you could join us today. Ronnie Bots, what would be the best approach to start a mega base? Tier production at the main base or outpost construction? I kind of have this argument with myself in my inner head all the time. I've still got the argument here. Ideally, you want to reduce the size of the items on conveyor belts or trains where possible, which means, for example, you wouldn't want to export wires to your factory. It doesn't make sense, because as soon as they get onto a conveyor belt, you've got 500 in a stack, you're going to spend a couple of minutes just moving them along the belt. So for something like that, you'd want to do, say, copper ingots or copper ore. But for other items where it reduces it down, you might want to create the items first outside and then pull them in. For this factory, we're probably going to bring ingots in, or maybe the ore to the factory. I think the ore actually, and we'll do the smelters and the foundries here on either side, and then have production over in this section. But I don't know for definite just yet. It really depends on your style of playing. Someone unlike the stream, please. Oh no! Guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please do drop a thumbs up to counter that thumbs down. But by all means, if you're not enjoying it, put a thumbs down, I understand. I try to take everything as constructive criticism and to improve what we've got going. That's all I can say about that. Raw Hellfire. This may be a couple done questions, but what is the best way to like expand upon your initial miners, smelters, etc. production lines once you unlock fast belts and miners? Do you mean, so I presume if you unlock, say, the Mark II miner from the Mark I and also Mark III belts, and so obviously you exponentially increase the amount that you're able to produce. In that, I try to, I use manifolds a lot, and the reason for manifolds, if we go actually over to the other base, it might be easier to, oh, we're already on fast, to show you. These over here are load balancers. Are they load balancers? Maybe not. These aren't load balancers. These are kind of load balancers where we're splitting one input between however many to get a perfect split. Do I have any over here that are a better representation? Nope. Okay, I can't really show you that without showing you how to do it. But here, oh no, I have load balancers here actually. Where's the load balancer? Here. So you see how we have here. Is it this one? Awkward. It is here. I'm confusing myself. So we have 90 items being produced between these two foundries, and you'll see that we're using 20. No, we're not. We're using 30 here, and then we're load balancing the other 15 from this over here to create the steel beams. So we've got 60 in this one, 30 in this one. Load balancing is just getting the perfect ratios. Here, it's not so difficult because it's just two foundries that we're putting together. But when you have something that's much bigger, it can be much more difficult to split. So say you've got 5 inputs to 15, that's not a good representation. 5 inputs to 18 inputs. Load balancing gets very spread out. So I tend to use manifolds, and this ties into your idea because it's so much easier to scale up. With a manifold such as, why did I build everything underground? Okay, with a with a manifold here, you can see how everything just follows on. So providing I have more space available, always build with extra space in mind. You can just build another assembler here and connect it. And as long as your belts are fast enough, you'll be able to exponentially scale up your factory without the need for demolishing things. Vexo, welcome man. I only got Satisfactory about 3 weeks ago, and I have only got to the conveyor Mark II, which carries 120 resources per minute. Just a quick question, how many resources does a Mark V conveyor move per minute? Off the top of my head, I don't know, but I can check for you. 780. 780. There you are. That is great, but what I will mention, if we find a pure node somewhere and place down one of these Mark III miners, Let's see. There's got to be a node nearby. Right, are you pure? You'll be impure, won't you? Ah, perfect. If we go to this, you can see here, this is at 100%, producing 480 per minute. Obviously, if you do it at 200%, that's going to be 960 items per minute, which... Oh, wait, have they got 2 inputs now? Outputs? No. Yeah, that's the issue. So we obviously don't have belts fast enough. It's the same with pipes. We don't have the capacity in the pipes at the moment yet. So those are things that we can expect to see later, or possibly teleportation. But we won't touch on that. I didn't delete that. There's talk that there might be teleportation in the in the tier 9. Hey Eclipse, I'm back. Glad. I didn't notice you'd gone. Carlos Cheek, I saw for the first time how to do the selection copy on a tips vid from Kibitz. It is probably the best building tip ever, especially if you play no mod. Could you quick demo for the people? Selection copy, as in, are you talking about just using F and then clicking the center mouse, the mouse button, the mouse wheel? Or are you talking about going on to Satisfactory Calculator and copying a section of your factory and moving it across? Okay, walking the dogs. No worries, Devorus. All right, let's get back to this. I think that's going to be in the line, right? Yeah, that's fine. I think he speaks about area action. Yeah, I don't know how to use area action mod, so I can't speak for that, to be honest. I will eventually learn it and I will cover it, but I don't know off the top of my head. Fabio Terminion, help me for modding the mod launch. Okay, the mod launcher does not work at the moment. Just I couldn't get it to work. I've only managed to get in the modded game through experimental after I deleted the XML file, and still it wasn't working at first. So I don't know how I've done it, in all honesty. So I can't really speak for that. The Artman 2018 forever. Careful, it crashes your PC. What's that which crashes your PC? The middle mouse. Yeah. Okay, that's an easy one. If you need to quickly. It is an excellent tip, and I don't know why I didn't cover it. The same with the multiple delete tool. But if you're starting out, a really good tip, you press F to highlight an item. This is to delete them. You hold left mouse button to delete them. But if you press the center mouse button, you get a copy of that. It's a great way to copy and paste. And then say you have too many, you can actually delete them all at once by pressing Control over each of them and then clicking the left mouse button. The other issue that I will mention is that at the moment, and this is something that I've been asking for, is say here I'm trying to delete these. I've accidentally highlighted my foundations. There's no way at the moment to unselect the foundation. So if you are doing a massive delete, just be careful to only pick the items that you want to delete. Hey, fun weird fact. Did you know that 69 times 69 divided by 69 plus 69 minus 69 times 60? I did indeed. Did you know that 69 times 69 times 69 divided by 69 plus 69 minus 69 minus 69 times 0 is also 0? I'm just that good at maths. I'm really not. I'm terrible. You wouldn't believe that I did accountancy originally. It was either that or become an actor. Started it and becoming an accountant. Got too bored. Couldn't keep up with the work at school. And ended up becoming an actor. What fun lives we live in. Brendan Smith. So I have been giving this game a good bash, up to making computers, load balancing, attempted and abandoned, found splitters and letting belts back at work as well. Am I missing anything? No. So with manifolds, they're excellent because they're easy to scale up and they're easy to do. And in terms of efficiency, providing you're feeding the right amount of items that are being used up on the manifold, other than the very initial warm-up period, which is until each line is backlogged, it's as efficient as a load balancer. It just doesn't look as cool. That's the only thing I can say about it. It doesn't look as cool compared to a load balancer that's like constantly moving items. That's going to cut through. Roger Fulger, all mods are working for me after the update, playing on Epic. The mod loader updated and relevant mods, then worked in early access normal. Oh, hasn't been working for me. That's odd. Definite Domino. Wow. Wow. When are you going to review Storage Teleporter mod? When I have time. In short, there are a lot of mods that I need to cover. I've got to do the farming mod next Monday. Then there's another mod and there's miniature. I can't remember what it's called. I've been contacted by another mod producer for that one a while back, which I said I'd do. But obviously I want to cover yours as well at some point as well. It's just finding the time. So hopefully within the next month. Kibit said you're great as well when I asked him. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm quite often in his streams, and every now and then he'll give me a shout out, which is very kind of him. Like he was talking about the video that I did on liquids. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't want them to be there. The liquids utility, how to exploit almost, that I covered in a video recently. I spoke to him about it on Twitter. We spent a good half an hour explaining it and working through it, and then he started using it in his playthrough the other day. He very kindly called me out on it. I think he was just spreading the blame. If it goes wrong, it's my fault. But I don't blame him. But no, we get on well. He's a nice guy. Surprisingly down to how am I going to do this? How did I do this before? I know how. We'll just pull this closer. I think considering his size as a YouTuber and Twitch streamer, he's really down to earth, which is really humbling and endearing. Bet it's not going to work. Okay, maybe how to work this. The thing that I love most about Satisfactory is finding ways to fix issues. Right, so if let me use these actually. I don't know why I haven't been using the actual hotkey bar. Collab? I don't think he would collab with me. And as much as I'd be very interested in doing that, the other thing is I don't know how well our styles would complement one another. I think it would be interesting to see how that would work. Oh, this is annoying. If we move this back again. But you never know what might happen in the future. Why we can't find a solution to this. Maybe if I delete this actually. we go. Can you say cuckolded? Cuckolded. Or a cuckold. I haven't heard that word for a long time. Right. Will this... Will... Is that even central? No. This is a slight issue. I need this to work. Otherwise it kind of spoils the whole idea that we have. Trying to see, maybe... You know what I can do? No, I don't think it'll work. No, it won't work. Vexer. When Satisfactory becomes less buggy and more refined, what do you think of this idea? Servers for multiplayer having lobbies of up to 20 players and choosing to make them private or public. So, I mean, you can already do that. We had we managed to get, I think, 61 players in game with Satisfaction Labs. It's another great community that I recommend checking out if you're new to the game. They're always providing great content and have a selection of dedicated... Oh, this is so annoying. Streamers and just in general video producers for their team. It's like a community-driven thing. But they managed to get, now I was part of that, 61 people in game, which is pretty epic. Storage area, but we can't do it this close because I've tried to be clever with these ramps and we can't manage to fit it. So what I'm going to do is have to use perfect demonstration of highlighting the wrong item in a multi-delete. I'm going to lift these up one level and then have this input feeding into the smart splitters. And then we're going to use elevators to bring the items down. And hopefully that will work. Andrian Vion, the dev have test the limit dedicated server, it crashed around 80 players. Yeah, I mean, we in our multiplayer stream, we try to get up to 8 players in game, but as you do more and more things and you have more items in game, it becomes progressively more buggy to a point where it's unplayable. So it's certainly possible what you're asking. It's just getting there to start off with. Getting to a point where we're actually able to produce this. Alright, so this is the solution I'm hoping will work. Alok Meta, how you doing, man? Glad you could join us. How's life over in India? Vexer, yeah, but at the moment the options say things like friends only, and what I'm saying is for Satisfactory devs to add a thing, well, that will be, I presume, available for public service and dedicated servers. I'm sure that will be possible. I don't like the idea of keeping... We're going to be releasing lots of dedicated servers. I don't want it just for the people who are on my YouTube channel, for example, or my Twitch channel. It's for the whole community, regardless of whether they're part of this community or not. And hopefully at some point they choose to join us. But I'm sure that, I'm as sure as I can be, that they will make it so that you can select whether it's a public or a private server. And that's what they are going to be working on now, that they've got the Steam release out of the way. Eats potatoes. To just click on multiplayer and then join a list of servers hosted by it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Did devs start to cross? Yes, they've got crossplay in game, supposedly. That's what the update was about, which we've just had. Right, so from here, what I think we can actually place foundations on this top level just as a placeholder. Or not. Here's another really good tip for you guys. If you get something like this where there's a placement issue for foundations and you just need to place, say, a splitter here, if you go over to these down corner ramps, they're clippable. And if you need it to be flat, you can obviously... This is where it won't work. It won't work. Great. From here, you can actually double them up. Bit of a long-winded solution, but it's gonna work. Oh, Jess, bye. Hope you have a good... What are you doing now? Oh, working on the same thing. Still, unfortunately. We need to create a platform for all the smart splitters. But bye, have a good evening, man. Thank you very much for joining us. And a scheduler for trains. Well, they are working on signaling for trains, so I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do that with complex functions. And I'm really pushing them to have logic gates implemented in game, eventually at least. Thank you very much for the subscribe, Kevin Kreutzer, over on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining our community. I hope you enjoy your time with us. You have Moonface. Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, Total, I would love for you to go into Hydroneer and make a guide on how to use the pipes and how to make money on that game, because I suck at the game. Don't worry, we will be covering Hydroneer once again. We will be doing it once a week once we get the Satisfactory website up. That is the priority at the moment for us, for the community. But once we do that, I will get back onto some Hydroneer content for you guys. Okay? But sorry I can't do it sooner. I'm struggling with time at the moment, and I'm trying to best use my time where I can. And obviously with the channel and everything we do being very much based around Satisfactory, that's where we're putting in the time at the moment. Vexer, hey Total, did you know if you press Alt F4 you get free supercomputers? Are you trying to troll me? But I've had no need for supercomputers anyway. Isn't that force close the program? See, I may be totally inept when it comes to the game, but I do know a little thing. A thing or two. How can I set up around storage facilities? So, once you've built a circle, as you can see we've done here, it was a matter of place a wall first so that you know where you can place the items, place the storage units, and then just go around the whole circle. And then from here, what we're going to do, and are working on at the top at the moment, is having an area. We're having all the items come in through this station. They're going to enter these smart splitters, and they're going to run around depositing the items in each of the storage units. Now the way we're running it is so that... Ooh. This won't work. I think I've implemented this wrong. Can we... Nope. It's wrong. Really what I should have done was have it so that this is not connected to this one, and have this one connected to the one above it, so that we always have a float of items in this, and when this is low we know that we need to send for another one. But we're going to automate it so that we have a train and we can just go upstairs, click on the train station that provides that input. The train will collect that item and then stop off at another train and just stop moving through one of the guides that we did. But that's the idea, that's what we're working on currently. But until then, if you want to use a central storage system that is circular, you're going to, if you haven't unlocked the advanced electronics tree through Caterium, you're going to have to just connect each of the resources, so say iron into here, concrete into there directly. We're just trying to do it a little bit more smarter. And we're probably going to fail miserably. I thought that we'd close the game down. Yeah, I think it shuts the program as soon as you do it. Annihilator OFG, hi there. Will they be adding angled building blocks like 45, 90 degree walls? Do you mean like ramps or walls across, say, that way? Because if you mean walls across that way, they were in the coding originally. They haven't released them yet, so I presume that eventually they will be released. And if not, you do have more mod, which will be available on Steam, that does have that option available to you. Well, we can only make sure, right? Well, I'm right. I'm going back to my game. No worries, you have me face. Thank you very much for joining us and chatting. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope you have an awesome evening. And we'll see you next time, man. Also, what we're doing is, once everything comes around to here, we're going to bring them... Is this the right way around? It's not. Done it wrong. Once we have the items come around to here, we're going to... How can we do this? We kind of shot ourselves in the foot here because we don't have a lot of space. So... We've got a smart splitter depositing the last item off here. We have these two connected. So we're going to have a merger here, which is going to bring the items down and place them into the item crusher. That way, if we have a surplus of items, they're just going to get deleted and generate some coupons for us. Annihilator, thanks. It's just got a bit samey building square buildings. I like your round buildings, but the Z fighting would drive me... Yep, it can be a bit annoying at times. That's why I don't use them all the time. I'm just really interested in implementing it for this mega factory. We won't be building on the circle. So probably for this, for example, we're going to build them all along this axis on a level up. And then just have the corners built into the circle. Because you can have issues. Actually, I didn't see it then, but it wouldn't let me change the position of the inputs outputs when it was on a fighting confrontational angle. Hans Worst, welcome. Total, please do a tutorial about the developer console with keyboard capture. I don't have keyboard capture, but I can talk about them. I mean, maybe. Let me write that down. And if I... Oh, I hurt myself then. I'll try and do something, maybe a short tutorial about the most important console codes. That's the worst handwriting ever, but we will get back to that later. Ooh. Right, oh wait, I've just read that. How do you join the dedicated server? I am new to this channel. So we don't have any dedicated servers just yet. They're not released to the game. When they will be, we will have dedicated servers. But you can join our Discord. The link is below. And then we also do Twitch streams every Saturday, which are multiplayer streams. And you can join for a rotation in game whenever you want. Guyame, Gushame, Gishame, Guillame, Guille. I'm assuming that's William in French. Serco. You may be limited by the Belt 780 with this system, or maybe you are filtering very high level items. To a certain extent, yes, but the idea is that we only call this when it's one of the storage units below has been emptied. This isn't the main storage area. This is just the personal one. And so we won't be using it that much. So we shouldn't have an issue in regards to the storage belt speed. I spent the last 3 hours just to turn off fog and I'm still not finished. Is YouTube your only job? I'm an actor and I'm a partner with a company over in South America, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, at the moment, all of our tours have been cancelled for the remainder of the year, and the government won't. I've been on to the government for the last few weeks and they're refusing to support me due to me traveling last year after working. So at the moment, YouTube is my sole income and Twitch. And making it work, but I've moved back home with my parents to kind of help with that. But you never know. We've had a lot of growth in the past 3 months since we've been doing pretty much only like YouTube content, and I've really enjoyed it. So if at some point I am able to make it my career, I might well go down that path. Well, have a sub then. Good luck, Total. Thank you, Casper Meanink. Thank you very much, man. Greatly appreciate it. Jijume. Oh, is that how the French name is pronounced? I'm useless with accents, I will just say. So if ever I say your name wrong, please forgive me. It's not intentional. I'm just inept. We're also going to use the exploit here. I think on top of this, we're going to have the water and oil brought up, so we won't need to use pumps in the game at all. Well, with the exception of getting the water up there in the first place. And then if they have said that they're going to flesh out pumps more, which I'm really looking forward to, because that suggests not only other pump sizes, other pipe sizes, possibly pump sizes, pressure valves, all that kind of fun stuff that's going to get me thinking and having to do tutorials on. Good evening, Amandiel. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. Glad you could join us today. We're just having a bit of a chilled stream. I'm working on like my idea for a mega base, which eventually will be moved to vanilla. We'll hand do it all again in like a Let's Play series. And that'll be fun without mods. I'm gonna have to start getting a lot more resources in game. Vexer, wait, oh yeah, I only just realized, how is he building with nothing? Yeah, we're using the PAK Utility Mod for the creative mode. Whenever we do tutorials, we use this mod just to be able to build quickly. Right, I'm gonna build this up. And then delete the middle. I think 3x3 should be enough. And then we'll possibly do a circle on top that goes into a pointy top. Total, did you know the fluid buffers have a built-in pump that starts when the buffer is full? I didn't, but someone mentioned it to me yesterday or the day before, so I am going to trial that for when we do our advanced guide on liquids, which no one's really done yet. That's quite nice. I like that. Okay, that's cool. We do need... we do actually need... How's that? Sneaky. We do need this wall here very quickly, just so that we can get the positioning right. And same on this side. Capoden, PAK Utility Mod on Satisfactory Mod Launcher. Yes, that's the one. I know we already have things like PAK Utility and more mod and even Kronos mod, but when do you reckon Satisfactory will actually officially release a creative mode? Probably for the full game, the full release, I think, because they've got so much they're working on already. Thank you, Fabian Koch, for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, man. Welcome to the community. Happy to have you here. So yeah, I think it's going to be a case of when the game is fully released that they will release the creative mode. I think they've got too many things that they're working on already, so we'll probably get it just before full release. Thank you very much to Robert Turner. Welcome, man. Glad you could join us here today. Amandiel, Vexer in the live stream last week, they said that they're thinking about it, but dedicated servers have priority. Yeah, exactly. They've got a lot that they need to get done. Bram van Drugenbroek, thank you very much for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the community. If you have any questions, you need anything, just let me know. I'm pretty good at responding to everyone. Or at least I try to be. I'm only human. Love your videos for inspiration. Thanks, man. Greatly appreciate it. We're going to have plenty more videos, tutorials, especially now that it's pretty much all we're doing at the moment. But we are going to release the website as well, which is the big thing that we're working on at the moment, which I think you guys would really appreciate. Anyone who's in the Satisfactory community. It's something that I'm really working on, along with some dedicated volunteers, that I think will be really useful for anyone who's playing the game. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that when it's... Oh no, that's not right. When it's released. And I will let you guys know when it's like there, when it's ready. It's not at the moment, but when it's there, I will do like an announcement or maybe a video announcement for you guys. Thank you very much. We're just waiting for it to be released. Nuno Corte Real, thank you very much, man, for the subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. What's the site going to be called? The Satisfactory site. The site is already. I've already got the name for the site down. The directory. It's satisfactorytips.com. But as far as I know, I'm hoping it's been updated, but I don't think it has. There's no information on the site whatsoever, so I wouldn't recommend checking it out. We're going to update it with the coming soon sign soon. We've got a load of articles. I've got 4 or 5 articles already written up on it, but they've not been uploaded to the website yet. They're on the test site, which is coming on nicely. Oh, why is this not working? Oh, don't tell me this has got a... I don't know. Jolnir. I have not tested it yet, but I think that's when you use a train to bring fluid higher, then that's the new head lift point. Yep. I think that as well, but because it's done on gravity, essentially, water will always try to balance out, and so water pressure from a point at the top will always force water upwards. That's actual physics. I don't know. I'm not a physics professor, but a few people have commented and forwarded me to various articles about that. Where was I going to go with that? Yeah, the issue with using trains to bring fluids up is obviously the expense of using them. It's much more power inefficient to use a train, generally speaking, because they can use up to 150 megawatts going up slopes, whereas pumps use, what, up to 4? Rage 5606, very interesting, looking for something more interactive than Factorio. Is this the game? Yes. In a totally non-biased way, yes, it is. This is a fantastic game, and there's so much to do, and they're still developing it. You have to remember, this is early access, but how it's developed and how polished it is, considering the amount of stuff you can do in the game, with it being in first person, the fact that you're able to build vertically adds a whole new level to the game. I highly recommend it. And I think 90% of the people you'll speak to will also highly recommend it as well. You know what's really depressing? My coffee is cold. No. Oh well, it's fine. Somnia. Did I just miss a message from... Oh, Somnia, there you are. Thought I didn't see you then. I was worried I've missed someone out. Use Google Satisfactory Mods and then the first one, Fix It App. Yep, fixit.app is the website. But thank you very much for messaging that, Capiden 20. Somnia, thinking of getting Satisfactory on Steam. I've never played it before, but it looks interesting. Anything you can say to convince me and my friend to get it? I have spent over 1,000 hours in this game, and it's in early access. I'm still not bored of it. This is probably the most played game, with the exception of maybe Fallout and Oblivion. I never thought I would have so much fun with a factory building game. This is definitely the best game I have played in the last 5 years, without doubt. So, though I can't give you specifics because there is so much to talk about. If you watched my, let me put a link to my most recent video, because it's kind of like, should you buy the game on Steam? I mean, I kind of touch on the things, and so maybe that'll give you an idea as to my opinion at least. But whether you should buy it, you have to see whether it's right for you. So I'll place that there. If you want, you can check it out. But I would recommend it straight off the bat. Good point. I has arrived. Miller Wolf, welcome. Glad you can join us. Mia Wolf, not Miller. The game is great. Has a great community, has many of us already. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing with this game. I have never met a community. I'm just thinking I want to change this. We're going to change this. I have never met such a friendly community. And I think it's because the game isn't competitive. I think that's the big seller. I think because it's not competitive, people are just so caring and helpful and willing to give up their time to help people who don't necessarily have any idea how to play the game. Yeah, it's weird. I can't explain it, but I can't fault this game as an early access game. There's nothing I can say bad about it, and I'm normally pretty good at being critical about things. Ella B, the big radioactive spider that comes out at night, jumps in the air and screams. Super game. Yeah, I tell you what, I'm not going to fight it because I'm terrified. Anyone who's watched my live streams will know how bad I am. In fact, I'm going to go into God mode, but I'll show you what they're on about. Because I know exactly where they are. Here is a nuclear cave. And you see me fighting one in the game, in the video I've just published. Where are you? There's one of them. Ah, there's another one. Oh no, no, don't go down. I really can't do it, and I can't deal with the sound. That's the big thing. They're terrifying. In my eyes, they are absolutely terrifying. I'm leaving. Can't deal with it. And the worst thing about it is that when they're dead, you can still hear them like scuttling. Oh, it's like, oh, no. I'm a massive arachnophobe. Gary Wilson, did you see the trailer from Coffee Stain from Steam release? Yes, I was in the stream at the time. Pretty annoyed because Snut did a much better job than me. No, but Snut was really kind. He actually watched the video that I've just published there, and he was really he said, like, in the comments a very nice thing about he's not got tears in his eyes, it's just onions that he's peeling or something. But he was very kind to check it out and actually comment. But no, his video, his trailer was much better. Alok Meta, total Spidey. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't deal with it at all. Sorry, typo. Must mean the devs have earned. Yes, they really have. Yeah, no good with spiders in this game. I mean, I'm terribly jumpy. If you watch my streams when I'm just playing a Let's Play, I'm running through the forest and then I'll get jumped on by a fluffy tail, and I will jump. I'm really useless. Adrian Vion, didn't you use the... No, I can't do it. I don't want to be terrified of kittens. I think they're even more terrifying, and I can't deal with, like, Jace being a spider as well. I won't be able to look at him again. There is logic behind my my madness. Peter Stevenson, welcome, man. They did a brilliant job with the alien spiders. No matter how used to them you get, they'll occasionally freak you out. Also, yes. Well, I don't know about hilarious. It freaks me out. Mauricio Chuman, how do you like the game compared to Satisfactory, if you've ever played it? Greetings from Peru. Bienvenido. I love Peru. Spent 6 months there. Dallas, thank you very much, man. Very kind of you. I started playing Factorio when I was in Mexico, and I enjoyed it. I just never got too into it because my laptop just couldn't handle it. But I do really enjoy it, and I think it was the game that I needed to kind of keep me entertained before I started playing Satisfactory.
Back.
I think it's fantastic. It's fantastic. They gave the Factory series the kind of oomph that game developers needed to actually go out on a whim and say, you know what, we'll give this a go. So I can only say good things again about Factorio. I really enjoyed the defensive aspect of Factorio. I think we can go one lower, yeah. So let's do that. I prefer it tighter. Can we go one? Yes. I'd like Satisfactory to release a more like that kind of tower defense in Satisfactory. I understand why they aren't and won't, but I think that adds quite a bit to Factorio. Why can't... Oh no, because this is going to be in the way. Let me get a large one. This has a really high hitbox. Where is it? There. How are we going to make that look nice? Yeah, I like Factorio, and I appreciate what they've done for the industry. I wish I got more into it, honestly. But I can't. I'm addicted to Satisfactory now. Xavier Arrow, remember me with a Space Engineers game I played before 1,000 hours. Do you know that game? Space Engineers, absolutely love it. I lost so many hours in it. That's probably one of the few games that I've played. I played that from early access, and I put in so many hours up until it almost killed my computer. I really need to like upgrade my computer at some point because these games are going to be the death of me. In fact, if you'd seen my original like welcome channel trailer, I've recently updated it to like Satisfactory. Okay, we'll just have to go to there. The other game, like the other video, actually had me playing Space Engineers in it. I built the Millennium Falcon. Mandy, maybe use the mod passive mode. The issue with that is I think it would ruin it for me if it was entirely passive. I think the fact that I hate the spiders so much, it's amusing to me equally. No, that's right. It's my love-hate moments. Okay, right. How are we gonna arrange this? I think if we bring it up. Ghostfighter 0076. What are your computer specs? Not great, I'm gonna be honest. I've got a GTX 980 Ti. It served me very well, but at the moment, that's a good point. Let's check it out because I've had issues with playing the game and it using up. Yeah, I'm on 87.5% GPU usage playing this game currently, and I'm also streaming like from my CPU. No, I'm streaming from my GPU, so that's why it's struggling so much. We also have my CPU doing the other part at 70% usage, so I'm probably going to end up killing my computer soon. But I have an i7 6700K processor, and I also have 16 gigabytes of RAM. LB, I can handle the spiders, but the biters in Factorio freak me out. I can understand that. I mean, anything that moves can make me jump. I gotta go for the night. Vexo, thank you so much for joining us today. Really have appreciated it. Thank you for joining us in chat. Hope you have a fantastic evening, man. Use the clippable foundations. Oh, I could do. That would be a really good point. However, we can't build on top of them. Oh no, can we? Because I can build on top of constructors. Let's try that. Let's try that. So the clippable, like, you'll see me using this in 90% of my videos because it's just so useful. Oh. Can we place on top of this? Let's just grab. Ah. That resets everything. Well, that was sorted. Thank you very much for that great suggestion there. Adrian Vion, I'll go back to on work. Nice stream. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much for joining us, man. Greatly appreciated it. What's the time? 8:44. Okay. It's not too bad. We might stay for a little bit longer. I can smell food. I haven't eaten lunch today, so soon I will give in to the cooking. There's nothing worse than like home cooked food because it's just so good. Tuso Rajami, welcome man, how you doing? Glad you could join us today. That's buy a second-hand 1080. Well, the thing is, I'm hoping to do an upgrade come for early next year. So December through to January. That's the intention. And if I end up going down the route of trying to make this a full-time career, then I'll probably have to do it sooner. But it doesn't make sense to get a second-hand GPU if I'm going to build another one soon. So I'll try. Oh, that's annoying. If we delete these, I can do this. So I'll probably bite the bullet and just buy a new GPU if it gets to that point. Depends how many frames we're losing in our streams. 8:44 p.m. Time to eat, and after 8. Can't stand Vinton chocolate, to be honest.
8:44 p.m. Time to eat and after eat.
And after eat, and after. Why did it say eat and not after 8? For those of you who don't know, after 8s are chocolates. I don't know if they're in the UK or else, but they're like chocolate with a layer of mint in between and then more chocolate, which I'm not too keen on. Stefan Zortov, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the channel. Greatly appreciate the subscribe, man. Sheproth Stride, good night, awesome stream. Thank you very much for joining us, man. I really have appreciated it. Hope you have a good evening, and hopefully we'll see you next time. I don't know where, actually, if we delete these now, and then we can just go to straight builds. Nuno Corte Real, try using ramps around. We've used you can't use ramps here. We might be able to do it on the level up, but we can't use it here because of this hitbox. There's a item crusher which is causing a few issues. But yeah, I think when we're coming to the design elements after this, we're going to have to change it. I don't want it just to be a plain block, like a plain cylinder. That doesn't look cool. So we'll try and diversify it in a minute. Well, at some point. Can't promise we'll get it done today, as it's a lot to do. James Kwiatowski, how's it going? Newish to Satisfactory, and your videos helped me a lot. Still trying my damnedest to get those clean, compact setups. Don't worry, man. Like half the time, my setups end up being atrocious, and I end up having to restart. It's worth it when you get there, but it's by far not easy. But thank you very much for joining us. I'm glad you find the tutorials useful, and we're gonna obviously try and keep up with some great content for you guys. Kakari, I wish a YouTuber would do a video on how to transfer my Epic game save to Steam. They should be, like, I was gonna do that, but apparently they should just work. If they don't, I mean, I've got Steam. It's gonna download when we finish today, so we will probably finish around probably 9:30. So that I can actually install Steam, and then if there are any issues, I will do videos for that. I will prioritize videos this week on Epic to Steam translation problems, communication problems, and try and find resolutions for all of that for you guys as hot fixes. So if you do have any problems, do let me know. Send me a PM either on Discord or even my Gmail. The link's on YouTube on the homepage, and I'll try and sort that out for you. For your next build, go AMD. I am tempted to go AMD, if I'm honest. I think they've made some excellent headway in the past few years. My first build was AMD. This one is Intel, obviously, as you know. But I think we'll probably end up going At least AMD for CPU. I'm not sure about GPUs. I'm waiting to hear a bit more news in regards to that. But I am very tempted with the RTX series, especially with things. If you listen to me at the moment, I know how much you love the sound of the clicking of my keyboard. So I think the new RTX voice would be very useful. Hurrah! Question mark? Hurrah? I'll see what I can do. Yeah, I think that's the correct spelling. That's what you're getting at. Sam Weris, welcome, man. How you doing? Yeah, you always only see the best setup on YouTube. You really do. I'm so good at hiding the rubbish. You never see the chaos that lays below. Yeah, it's true. It's like sweeping like the dirt underneath the carpet whenever you've got family and friends coming around. You try and give the best presentation, but there are always things that aren't great, and you just kind of have to work with it. Cole Lee, it's me, Penguin Sith King. Welcome, man. How you doing? Glad you could join us today. Oh, that's not too cool. Not too bad, even. How are you? By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out Sam Weris's YouTube channel and you're new to Satisfactory, he has some great Satisfactory tutorials and guides on there, so do check it out. X-Raid, welcome, man. How did you get the foundation circles to be the same height? Love your content. Great videos, helpful. So, I'll be honest. These two are the same height. This one is not. This was the one I did first. So, how I did this, if I show you, actually, I'll show you over here. We'll go out this way. I'm not going to do a circle, but I'm going to show you how I got them at the right level. Actually, we're going to have to go a little bit higher. So they're almost perfectly in the same height. So if we start off over here, the important thing is working from a foundation to start off with. So this is the first circle that I did, essentially speaking. And from here, what I've done is I've placed down... What did I place down? Do I have it here? I think it's probably in the circle. Let me see. Where is the center? Oh wait, here's the center. No, it's not here. Right, so if I grab items... Right, so we need give reinforced plate. One. Are you using top chat instead of live chat again? Yes, I am. You're absolutely right. I don't know why I don't realize this. Hi, TotalXclipse. Any plans of doing tutorials inspiration on late game factories? Yes, definitely. I'm gonna try and get one out within the next month for something like uranium, but I've got a lot to cover. Is the only thing. So I will definitely try and get some out for you, for everyone. Yes. So here, what we did was to get them in the same order. We have this level that we're working from, and we're going to place this followed by, where the hell did I put it? Do I not have it? Did I spell it wrong? That one, reinforced iron plate. There we go. Oh, that's because we put the plate down first as well. So from here we place this, then the steel beam on top, followed by this. And from here we did the same thing that we normally would do for a build, except rather than doing it here, we actually went down a level. But in theory, if I delete it, if I grab these again, forgot about that. In theory, if we do it over here, it should be about the same height because we started from the same height. If not, I was just very lucky. Reinforced beam, plate, beam, copper wire. So you see, they're pretty much the exact same height. In fact, I'd go as far as to say they are the same height. But there you go. Welcome to live chat. Why is it sending me that now? How can you fly? I'm using a mod, Silas Rudin Loridson. This is the PAK Utility Mod. I wouldn't recommend it if you're just playing the game for your first run through. This is a creative mod that I use for the guides, essentially. There you are. Plenty of tips for you guys today. Trying my best to continue feeding your hunger. I think we might run, if these are fuel power plants, we might run the fuel under the water. I wonder if I can build under the water. Yes. Okay, this could work. So here, what we do, we're going to try and do the underwater kind of, is that right height? Yeah, we're gonna do the bus. Don't like it being there, actually. BWHFO, how do you come down in flight mode? I can only go up, forward. So, what is it? Alt, but it also depends on which mod you're using as well, if I remember rightly. Right, where are we going with? Where is it? Oh, there. Quarter pipes. I think if we go to here, then we curve it around, and we'll actually have the pipes come from underneath the factory. And try it right, though. Right, no? What do you mean? Sorry. Ghost Fighter 0076, is there a way to unlock all recipes in the game using a command? Not a command, but you can do it with mods. I think it's this mod, actually. I did cover the PAK Utility Mod. We do a mod spotlight every Monday, with the exception of today. So obviously we're doing this. And in that, I'm trying to cover most of the mods, at least the ones that I think are game changing. And in that one we do have the PAK Utility Mod, and I also talk about how you can unlock all the technologies through that. BWHFO, I'm using the PAK mod, by the way. No worries. No worries then. Enjoy it. Do you know if they will do a tiling tool when you want to place a lot of foundations? I don't think so. I think that's something that a lot of people have been asking for and they haven't done it. I don't know their exact reason why, but I don't think they are. Again, I could be totally mistaken. I quite like using these like canals. How could I implement that into the build? I love how the game makes you think, both for when you come across a problem and you have to find a solution, but also it triggers your creativity. I love that. That's why I want to build underground again. That would be a fun one. The amount of hours I put into that only to have it ruined by update 3. James Kwiatkowski, don't worry, the name, man. No one can say it. If you already have a video, sorry, but do you recommend central processing and everything of everything, or buses, trains to being processed? I haven't done a video on it. We'll probably be covering it within the next month or so, I want to say, because it's a big thing when it comes to these kind of massive builds. Generally speaking, I don't do mega factories because it takes so much time, which is why I do want to do a tutorial on mega factories, but because it takes so much time, I've avoided it, which is why we're doing it now. We're just doing like the basics. But the idea here is that we have them in, it depends what you're manufacturing. If you're using things like wire, don't build that from a base far away and then bring it, because it's so inefficient in terms of space, because you can only fit so many items on a conveyor. So if it's things like steel, for example, it's probably a better idea, although here we will go against my advice. With steel, it's probably better to create the ingots first and then bring them to the factory. If it's something like wire, it's probably better to bring the ingots or the coal or the copper or to the factory and then create the wire here. If it's things like yeah, I mean, it depends entirely on your build. There's no right answer. I'm not sure about mods, but you can use the interactive world mod to calculate that. What did I miss? Thank you for covering that though. Oh, that. Yeah, mods you can. I look meta. Total, did you try the quick foundation mod? I haven't yet. I've only tried the ones that we've currently got on the spotlight, and then the few that we did in our YouTube Let's Play. But no doubt there will be more. I think we might expand outwards with this. I really like the look of having canals. It's just so pretty. Oh, looks like Atlantis. It is starting to look a bit like that, isn't it? It's going to be an interesting build. Maybe we'll call the Mega Factory Atlantis. I think that's a fitting name for it. We're gonna have to put the water extractors somewhere. I have no idea where. The Arkman 2018 Forever area actions with Phil. Yep, that's true. I mean, you can use mods for placing lots of foundations. I don't really use it. I probably should. Right, are these the same length? For counting, I highly recommend you use the delete tool to give you an idea as to how many 22 items you've got, structures you've got placed. 21. So we know we actually have to come up to there. Wait, was it that one or that one that we did? Okay, let's do it again. So 22, including the end of the line. Right. Dilak Gaming, welcome man, how you doing? I just joined, what's happening here? We're just having a bit of a chilled stream while I'm playing around with creating like an idea for a mega factory. I can't necessarily say it's a mega factory, it's not yet. It's the makings of one, but I hope to do this in vanilla. I'm starting to think that this might be too big an undertaking to take in vanilla, but because of what I want to do with Steam and Epic being cross-compatible, I think I'm just going to have to swallow my pride and build it in vanilla anyway, and just take the hit of time, because this is going to take hundreds of hours. I mean, I've already spent easily 10 hours building this. Maybe 5. Depends. How long have we been in here? I've spent 2.5 nights on it now. Okay, that just looks nice. Oh look, that mod is good for beginners. Which will the quick placing of foundations, right? I'll have to check it out. 1.25 foundations are out. Yeah, they're not easy to place here because foundations automatically like stick to what you've got. It's different with circles because how we do it is we at first delete the inner, and so we're able to get this kind of circle, and then we use the clicking for it to fit. But 1.5 foundations, like placing half foundations, takes a lot of work unless you're using mods. Thanks, man. Unfortunately, I found the stream just before work, but I look forward to rewatching after work. No worries, we'll probably end within the next half an hour or so. But thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate everyone in stream at the moment. Thank you so much. This is so kind of all of you being here, keeping me entertained whilst I bumble on about my mad thoughts of factories. Greatly appreciate it. If you are new here and haven't already, do make sure to hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream, and if it's your first time or you've yet to subscribe, do make sure if you're enjoying this content and like the idea of following our tutorials and guides and let's plays and factory spotlights, because we do community builds as well, then be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Right, okay, that is nice. We'll probably, how would we do this? If these are fuel power plants, we'll probably bring the fuel down through there and then spread them out along here, so we'd actually have, let's see what size power plant. If we had it along there, then we could do the same along here, have the fuel down there. Yeah, that will work. Let's do that. Gaming, yeah, nice. I'm head off. Have fun. I gotta go. Rip me. I could rest in peace. Me. I could only join for like 5 minutes. Seriously. Anyway, have fun. I'll probably catch you on some other stream. No worries, man. Thank you very much for joining. Hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you next time. I look forward to checking out your Twitch stream next time you're online. The Arc Man forever. Your thing is not even half of the size of my power plant. I've only just started building. You never know. There are only 2 things that limit me here. One being my imagination, which is quite limited. Burning myself there. And the other is how well my computer handles the size of factory. But we're going to build this big. And we're going to build it high. Or at least that's the intention. That'll give us enough room actually, so we can come back another 3. Chameleon, hey Total, been loving the videos. Is there any news on your site? The news is we're working on it, but I'm hoping within the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll have the first rendition. The issue is that we've got only a couple of people who are volunteering to do the work, and it's a lot of work. And I also have to write the terms and conditions, which is a legal thing. So things aren't moving as fast as we'd hoped, but it will come soon. In fact, what I'd really like to do is have that released for the 10,000 subscriber event, but that could be as early as next week, so that probably won't happen. But as soon as I have any more information, I'll let you know. We have got a lot of we've got a fair amount of content for it to start off with. 4 or 5 articles, and I'll obviously be doing new articles every week, or at least that's what I'll endeavour to do. So hopefully it will help you all out. Personal preference, what's that? Are you flying with mods? Yes, I'm using the PAK Utility Mods. Thank you very much for the subscribe. Sahadi... What was that? Oh, Shady Saliba. Thank you very much, man. Welcome to the channel. Glad you could join us today. Hope you're well. Bro Gamers NZ. Hey mate, do you play a lot of survival mode or just experimental with mods? No, I don't play that much modded. I only do the mods for tutorial builds and for our YouTube series that's modded. But I play a lot of... I enjoy survival games just in general. I just haven't had much time to play other games since Satisfactory was released because I enjoy this game so much. Annihilator, got to go and record my own footage. Have a good evening. Good luck with your footage. Hope it goes well, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining us today, mate. Alright, let's do this here. Devour's Wind. Okay, save games are in C. Users to just copy them to comment save games. Oh, so are the games not able to transfer between Steam and Epic? So what are the reasons to get Satisfactory on Steam if I already have it on Epic? Really, there aren't that many, unless you're hating on Steam. Hating on Epic, there really isn't that many reasons, unless you're a content creator, in which case having access to a second account could be really helpful to you. But in terms of gameplay, they're exactly the same. It's really 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Bro Gamers, I'm feeling you, man. All my mates asking me to play something else. Yeah, no, I know the feeling. I've had very little time to play anything since, but I can't help it. I'm an addict. Welcome to my Satisfactory Anonymous meeting. I'm glad you could all make it here today. It's pretty much what my streams are. They are transferable, but I have another folder used for Epic that Steam doesn't seem to access. Any comment? Okay, interesting. Good to know. Hey, you know what? I think I'm doing quite well in terms of keeping up with the chat, considering of all of you guys today. Loki, welcome. Addicts, lol. I took the day off work and set up heavy frames. Well, I don't work anymore because of this game. That's not strictly true. Obviously, I can't work at the moment with my job title. But I am solely playing Satisfactory instead. And I mean, it's rare that a game like this comes about. So in my eyes, your job, your work should be understanding. I think this should do for generators on this side, at least for the time being, in terms of space. Somewhere it's TotalXclipse. Oh, I don't know why it didn't actually highlight my name. No, you are not Telly? You're not totally keeping up with chat, but still have top. I don't. I have live chat selected, which skips some messages or sends them later. I'm on live chat. I mean, I'm not necessarily reading them all in the right order. Awesome. Sorry, there are things that I am missing out, obviously. Chameleon, speaking of which. Awesome, man. I'm awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I've been learning so much from what you've done so far, and having everything in one place will be amazing. Thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. It's very kind of you to say so. But it will be not just my stuff. Anyone will be able to submit their own content to the website eventually. At first, it will be through me. You'll send it to me if you have an article, and I'll be able to post it for you. And then I will author you as the author. And same with if you are, for example, if Sam Warris posts one of his guides and he wants me to put it on the website, I will then link his YouTube channel or his Twitch channel to the author name so that people can click on his name and see what he does. And so it's just a way for the community to grow together, and also accumulation of all the guides of people who want to submit and help each other out. And also that means that you're not always like waiting on my guides. If there's something like a layout for uranium, for example, I haven't covered uranium or heavy modular frames or anything like that just yet. If I'm lacking a bit behind and someone else has done a guide, then you have a place where you can come to and know that you can find that kind of guide available, rather than wait for me. You're doing good, man. Don't stress. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Jolnir, Total, can you try a glass foundation underwater? Let's see what it looks like. Actually, that's a really good point. Let me just cover this. Actually, we can do what you're asking very quickly. I saw... Interesting. That's actually just above the water. Let's just do that. Still looks pretty cool. What I did want to check out, if we just stick this on here. Actually, I need to stick it there. Is whether we can paint glass foundations so that they have a tint. Apparently not. No. One of the screenshots looked like it had tinted glass foundations today. And so I was wondering if you could do that, because if you could add like a tint to glass, that would look pretty epic. Or pretty steam. Oh dear, such a bad joke. I'll stop. Devora's Windcatcher, they are transferable, but... Oh wait, I've read that. I've read this. I've read that. Really? Okay, just my feeling then. Yeah, it's odd that... Sorry, I am trying to keep up as best I can. If I do miss something, feel free to message it again. And even if it's really important for me, to message me with TotalXclipse. Right, that will be a power area, and we do the same over here. I'm pretty happy with how that's going. Rob Lehane, is there crossplay between Steam and Epic? Yes, that's what the recent update was. My mic level is pretty low. This is the mic level I normally have for when I'm doing streams. I'll turn it up slightly for you, but I think we will probably finish today's stream here. And just do a bit of chatting before leaving. We'll have 10 minutes of chat, and then we'll finish off for the day, I think. Trevor Williams just put a short video link on Discord showing cave location. Thanks, man. I'll check that out this evening. Roger Fulger, I'm off. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Thank you very much for joining us, man. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Really have appreciated it. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Alok Meta, Total, did you talk about your website with Kibitz? I suggested it to him when I was first developing it. I said whether he'd be interested in if he'd mention it in a poll to see if people actually wanted it, and he suggested that he would like to be involved, but eventually, I mean, a lot of time goes into the developing of the website, and so he wasn't able to commit because obviously he runs his full-time YouTube channel. But I'm hoping that he'll still want to commit guides. He said he'd still be very interested in following how the project grows. So yes, he does know about it. I have spoken to him about it, and he's interested in it. Hey Total, how are you today, brother? I'm good, Chase. And thank you very much for joining us. We're actually going to, now that this is saved, go over to chat and just chill for a bit, I guess, before finishing for this evening. So if we go over to here, we've been at it for a good few hours. It's one of our shorter streams, but this was kind of unplanned. I only decided this morning that I was gonna maybe do a stream because we weren't able to get a video out for Mod Monday. But glad you could join us today. The Arkman Forever, I wish there was a mod for wireless power. There is. Oh. Well, if you go to, I mean, Lord of Capo is just in a power mod, which I haven't checked out yet, which I want to. The creative mod on PAK Utility, which you just saw me using, if you type in no power, providing your items are connected to a cable, it doesn't need to be connected to a power plant, it will have power and will be able to run. TotalXclipse, Steam doesn't support mods yet, rest in peace. No, they don't have the workshop, but I think they might still be able to support mods from the SML directly. I think when I was talking to I Am Chicken, he said that it should, in theory, be possible. I'll try it out tonight, and if it works, I'll put that in a video guide. So where is X-Ray? Yes, there is. It is in the northeast lake in the Red Forest. Yeah. There is a perfect middle, but it's not the nicest place to be. It's actually I actually quite like the pink forest now that it's not got so many spiders in, but there's still the odd one crawling around. Junk known. Article suggestion: a detailed, comprehensive guide on all the math used in the game, including all mathematical formulas used. Wow. You're not thinking much of me, are you? There are going to be guides that are going to have maths in them. I'm not great at maths, I'll be honest. A lot of it's done through calculator. I know enough to get by. But there are some files that people have sent me that are including the maths for things like alternative recipes or calculating power, scaling using overclocks and underscaling. What's the opposite of scaling? Scaling up, scaling down of power. I'll eventually include them, and people can submit their own guides, but I won't be able to say that they're 100% correct. So you'll just have to take each guide with a pinch of salt. That's something that I need to write into my terms and conditions to keep me liability free, which is annoying. But there's only so much that I can guarantee is going to be truthful. But there will be stuff for maths in there for the more technical minded of you all. RB211524G2. With your base tours, can you talk with the base owner builder? So I tend to send them a message beforehand to ask what they talk about, but Unfortunately, I can't guarantee people have mics. I can't guarantee the quality of the mic. Sometimes I can't, like the internet quality can be terrible. So I tend not to. I tend to get the information that they want included if they want certain information included, and then I'll talk about it. But we don't tend to do a team collaboration in terms of the voices, the voiceovers. And also, if someone has a very strong accent, a lot of people won't understand that. Or if they don't speak English particularly well, again, it's the same problem. Which is why I'd rather write the script, get them to send me any information they need or want included, and then read it out myself. I just think it's easier. Starting the Steam version will ask you to create EOS account for multiplayer crossplay. The choice is between Steam only and Steam and Epic if you have an Epic account. Yes, although I wasn't able to choose the Steam only option. As soon as I clicked the Steam and Epic option, they connected. Is the weather tool bamboo? Yes, that's the bamboo forest. Opposite of scaling would be leveling, wouldn't it? Okay, I understand what you mean by that, but that wasn't what I meant by saying that. Jobber Williams, why bother with maths? Just over provide and use the overflow splitters to get rid of excess. Yep, equally that works, but some people prefer the the perfect split at Casper Front for example, and that's why he uses load balancing for everything. Victor Linden, good day, welcome. We are just finishing off, but we're just chatting for a bit. We've got a few more minutes left, but thank you very much for joining. Glad you could join us. Hope you're having a fantastic time. Fantastic day. We're about to have dinner. I'm so hungry. It's curry tonight. Delicious. But guys, if you haven't already, do check out our Discord channel. We are very active on there. There are people who are a lot more active on my channel than I am. Obviously, I do a lot of work on the videos, but you can always contact me through there, through mention at Eclipse if you have any TotalXclipse. If you have any questions, it's a great way to contact me. As sometimes I don't get to see all the comments or read chat in streams on YouTube. So do bear that in mind. If you haven't already, feel free to join our Discord over there. Okay, well, then I'm glad to be here. Anyway, well, glad to have you here. Thank you very much for joining, man. What kind of rig are you streaming on? One that is going to burn up in a flaming mess soon. I've got a GTX 980 Ti, a i7 6700K, and 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's about all you really need to know. It is water cooled, but my GPU is currently running at about 98% whenever we're streaming and playing the game. It's only something that's happened in the last 2 patches. I don't know what's changed, but I'm a little bit worried because it's starting to drop frames, so we might have to upgrade that soon. And then we have the CPU that's running about 60% load. Tweever, TotalXclipse, what do assemblers do? Can they make reinforced steel plates? Yes. Reinforced iron plates? Yes, they can. I just started a couple of days ago. So you have constructors, which have a single input output. Then you have assemblers, which have 2 inputs to a single output. And then you have manufacturers to 4 inputs to a single output. So it allows you to add more resources, ingredients into a factory so that you can manufacture, let's say, so that you can produce more advanced items. 98 isn't 100. It's not 100%, but it does get there sometimes. Ghost Fighter, I have a 2070 and I'm still running 99% GPU load, even though I'm not streaming. Goodness me. Then I'm truly doomed. I'm gonna need to turn this into a dedicated streaming computer. Oh, you are hot. Oh no, you're very hot. Okay, I'll have to cool her down tonight. Consider AMD 3950 RTX 2070s. The game runs really well. Yep, I'm definitely considering going down the AMD route for my next CPU. Really impressed with how AMD have been running their game the last year and a half, 2 years. So I'll probably go to them. I'm thinking I'll probably stick with NVIDIA for the RTX series. But we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty high. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm worrying. The worst thing that could happen is that you don't hear from me for like a week or 2 weeks, and I burn down my computer. Gio, welcome. Gotta get a RTX 2080 Ti. If I could afford that, maybe I would, but there's no chance I'm gonna get one of them anytime soon. My GTX 980 Ti is fine, doesn't get near max playing and streaming sometimes. I don't know how, maybe I need to redo my settings or something. Housemeister TV, hey, if I first buy Satisfactory, should I buy it on Steam or Epic, or is there no difference? If you want to support the devs, go with Epic. If you want to support me or another creator, go with Epic again, because they can give a kickback through the creator tax. But generally speaking, people just hate on Epic a lot for some privacy policy problems that there were in the past. I don't know the history of it. I can't go into details. I've heard that Max the Catfish did a good cover of why choose Steam or Epic. But personally, if you don't hate on Epic for whatever reason, I'd go with Epic. Reason, for example, I think Epic take 15% of the sale as their own profit, whereas Steam take 30%, which is obviously quite a big margin compared to it. What's your favorite thing in Satisfactory? Circles. No, the freedom, the creativity, probably. Yeah, I love that. And how it challenges your creativity to find like answers to things. Also, could be needing a thermal paste redo on the GPU too. I've never done thermal GPS paste on the GPU. I mean, I've had it a good few years, so perhaps that is the case. But I've never wanted to delid a card. I've never wanted to remove the CPU from the cooler. But I guess that's probably something that I do need to do. So good call there. Or get the $10,000 24GB NVIDIA. Yeah. On your bike, they'd say to me. I can't afford that. No way. Oh, okay. Thanks for the response, mate. No worries, man. Joe Williams, hate to say it, but Intel just trumped them with the new 1010s. Bit expensive, but really good. Is that the CPU? The new 10 series? I'll have to check them out, but the thing is, it's also price versus like efficiency. Same as Satisfactory, really, trying to get the perfect build. But if we do another PC build, I won't live stream it. I don't think I'll live stream it. That would be too embarrassing because I'm not great. But I will do a video on that for you guys. Shane Tobin, thermal paste after a while can go hard and lose its effectiveness. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And I think because I've left my computer while I've been traveling for 2 years, that could well be the place, the reason. Strider, hello! It's going to be a case of hello, goodbye, I'm afraid. We're about to finish off. Just finished the sub factory for 420 AI limiters. Awesome, man. That's fantastic. I've yet to do something that big. AMD is pretty good if you're playing and streaming. With the Ryzen 4000 stuff coming out soon, the core counts are getting pretty awesome. Yeah, like I said, I'm really impressed with how they're going. And I think before we invest in anything new, we're going to be waiting for the most recent news for both AMD and Intel. Hello, Jonah Shogurt. Welcome. I'm glad you could join us. Unfortunately, it is the end of the stream, but thank you very much for joining us. Welcome. Greetings from Germany. Cillian, welcome, man. Or, guten Tag. My German's rusty. It's not rusty, it's just I can't speak German. I know very few words. Get Linus to build you something. Oh, sure, I'll just get him on the line. We're great pals. He just said doo-doo. Some Germany coming over to you from New Zealand. It's a lesser platform and it does some shady stuff, timed exclusivities. I don't see timed exclusivities as something shady. And the reason I say that is because what Epic did with Satisfactory, yes, it was frustrating for them to take all of that was going to go to Steam and take it over to themselves with the exclusivity, but they paid Satisfactory a lot of money, Coffee Stains a lot of money to develop it, so that they were able to develop the game. And also the amount of profits that go to Coffee Stains is so much better than with Steam. And so the developers have been able to develop the game with a lot more freedom, not so much worrying about having to cut down on costs. They were able to grow the team. Like, what that's brought to the game is definitely worth the hate that it's been given from Steam. And I think people on Steam are more annoyed at Epic than they are Coffee Stains for what they've done. But what can you say, really? Have you unlocked geothermal power? Not recently. I did in my first few playthroughs, but we're behind. I think the highest tier we're at tier 6 at the moment. So we're still unlocking tier 7 and 8, which is where you get geothermal. Yes, new series for Intel, but they are well expensive at the moment. Even the Threadripper looks too incomparable. Yeah, I'm not getting one of them. But Monkey Hunter, thanks for the great tutorials, man. Love watching them and improving my gameplay. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate the kind comments. The support from the community is what keeps me going, and I just love it. So to know that I'm doing a good job, that's good. Thank you so much. We've got plenty more coming. Chameleon, if you want 5%-ish more frames, go for Intel for encoding, and everything else go AMD for CPU. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm planning at the moment. My Swedish mates! Geothermal requires tier 7 and through research along the Caterium. I didn't know it had to be through Caterium. Interesting. Bro Gamer, I think people need to get over it. Epic's good, Steam's Epic's good, Steam's good. But what they've done has made a mad game. So yeah, I agree. I mean, there are good things, bad things to everything. Timed exclusives are basically the reason in order to get a decent footprint on the market. Yep, that too. I mean, you have to think they're so much smaller than Steam. They need to do these kind of things. Timed exclusivity, also the free games each month, which are amazing. We had GTA, we've had Civilization. Like that, it's pretty incredible that they're able to offer them for free. Nobody is forced to at Epic, even if they are taking a lower share of the developers. That's the mark. Yeah. Maybe you remember that. I can't say the word on stream, but I can post it. Regarding Steam during the Half-Life 2 times, I don't. I never got into it's not that I wasn't into Half-Life. I've never played it because at that point I was a console gamer. I used to be a console player. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. Also, please read the messages fully. I'm trying to. It is unlikely to make it easier to make your data accessible. And also the fact that a majority of Epic shares are owned by a Chinese government company, owned company. So I don't have a problem. I mean, there's a lot of things going on with China at the moment, but I don't see how it's that important to us, even if it's a Chinese company. I mean, you might be worried about the data, but I think we're relatively well protected. I mean, it's like saying Windows is owned by America, an American company, and money goes back that way. There are so many leaks on Windows computers, we can't worry so much about them. Technical issues? No, we're finishing off, Dan, unfortunately. I said that we'd finish at past. We're still talking. I'm going to have to go. They kind of did the same in order to get a footprint on the market initially. Yep, exactly. Most of the world is owned by China. Get over it. One way of looking at it. Gaming is gaming. Don't feel bad for playing on consoles. True. And I mean, that's what got me here in the first place. Oh, too bad. Sorry, man. I saw you message me over on Steam just as I started up the stream. So I haven't checked it out. Mickey, TJR, missed you. Sorry. No worries, man. We've got plenty more video guides and stuff coming up. I'm going to have to leave it here, guys, because I'm never going to get off, which means I'll never download the Steam version, which means I won't be able to get any videos out to you tomorrow if there's any problems that you're having. Wanted to introduce my cousin to the game and you were streaming. Sorry, man. But yes, we're finishing off now. But I'm sure we can play again some other time. If not, there's always Saturday. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the support today. Thank you for everyone who's been in stream. Really have appreciated it. I've had a fantastic time, and I very much look forward to seeing you later on. Hopefully, I don't know if we'll do a stream this Thursday because we are working on the website, and so we haven't been doing YouTube streams because of that. But we'll probably do, at least until the website is launched, a YouTube stream every other week. And obviously we are there on Twitch Wednesday, Friday and Saturday as well. But thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic evening. We're going to leave it there. If you did enjoy the video, if you did enjoy the live stream and haven't already, please do drop a thumbs up. And if you want to see more and haven't already of my content, which is all right, I hope, then make sure to subscribe. Anyway, guys, the next stream is Thursdays. It won't be this Thursday, but next Thursday. You're the best. Take care. Not Corona. I try not to. I try to keep chilled and keep calm and carry on. Anyway, guys, we are going to leave it there. I need to go, as much as I'd love to keep on chatting. Until next time, as always, let me get to the studio before I quit this, because otherwise we're going to look like a fool. Anyway, guys, until next time, as always, ciao for now. Oh, it then comes up, are you sure you want to end your stream? So much for ending it on like that note. I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good evening.